If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
If you want news and rumors that appeal, welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. I'm your host, the Innkeeper, and this is our live call and talk show all about the Wheel of Time. And tonight, as you can see in the little titling there, we're talking about episode 4. But before our after show, that's what we called it. I don't know if that works, but we're going to be talking all about episodes 1 to 3 for the first half of this show. Talk about some theories, a little bit of news clips, but we're going to hold off on spoiling anything about episode 4 as far as our in-depth discussion, speculation, and maybe even some of the teasers they've released until about halfway through the show. So first off, 1 to 3, then 4 at the end, and then we'll talk a little bit about kind of how tomorrow's going to work and what we're going to do as far as people have noted that the after show seems to start before the show. And what does that mean? So we'll talk about that. Welcome everybody in chat. I think I saw someone who this is their first chat this evening. I think it was, let me see, was it Chris? Yeah. Chris McDaniel, welcome. I hope you enjoy the show. Chat is its own show, as everyone will say. So hopefully you catch some of what we're saying too. When I say what we're saying, let me welcome my two guests for the evening. Welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Charisse and Megan, how you both doing?
Hi. Great.
Welcome.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm doing fantastic. So I can't wait to be chatting about this. I'm assuming you've all watched the first 3 episodes. Is that
Yes.
Absolutely
is that
not.
accurate? Okay.
Several times, yeah.
How many times has it been? Yeah, let me ask everybody. Let me end this. I had this chat or this vote. 165 vote on this. Episode's 4 title is really about Nynaeve returning at night, Leandrin walking in the night, Varen arriving at night, or the bloody woman in the trailer. Apparently, some people think it's about the bloody woman in the trailer. We'll get to that. But I want to ask you all how many times you've watched these episodes. So while I write this poll, Charisse, how many times have you been through episodes 1 to 3?
It's kind of a tricky answer for me. I've watched it straight up once, but I've watched like every non-book reader reaction to it. And so I've probably watched it like 15.
What? How many?
I'm kidding. That's an exaggeration. I probably watched
was
like maybe 5 different non-book reader reactions.
Okay, that's actually I haven't.
That is 15 times, isn't it? Not. It's altogether cumulatively 15.
I haven't gone back and I haven't watched some of the non-readers. So have there been like I mean, I don't want to call this out if you don't want it, but who's been your favorite kind of new reader, non-reader reaction that you've watched out there?
So I always love Everyday Negroes. Hilarious. Love Addison
Sure.
and everyone there, especially since Addison read book 1. So it's interesting to see the thoughts there. I also love, there was somebody, oh my gosh, I can't remember her name, but she was British and she just watched season 1 like last month. So she didn't even have to wait really for
Oh, wow.
season 2. Yeah. So like quite a bit. There was a few. I literally just like put it into YouTube and just searched and watched them all.
I realized I've started going back and watching sections of it, kind of like I do with the books, right? Like there's something about a theory that I want to look into. I actually watched all of the episodes, maybe all the way through just to try to prove out one theory that I had. So we'll talk about that here shortly, and I'll talk about that theory. I actually talked about it a little bit in chat, but it has to do with, and maybe I'll leave it out there for you right now. It has to do with the cold open for episode 1 and the Aes Sedai ring and that hand, and who does it belong to, and is the way the hand moves, if you notice, other hands are not moving, is the way the hand moves supposed to be a tell that they're trying to kind of drop to us throughout the show. So I looked at all Aes Sedai hands for
Some
a
hand
couple of episodes.
analysis.
Yeah, I did some hand analysis. I did some hand analysis. I don't know if else. So if you want to be part of that conversation, go check out, see if you can figure out who you think this is going to be. Megan, for you, how many times through have you been for the first 3 episodes?
So I've watched the first 3 all the way through twice, but then similar to Charisse, I've watched reader reactions, non-reader reactions. I've watched them all. My husband's probably sick of me, just like I have AirPods in my ears constantly. Just
You mean you're doing this thing? You're like, what did you say?
yes,
yes,
all the time.
That's what I did that same thing. So let me answer some questions here in chat as far as spoilers. So in chat, it's going to be full book spoilers tonight. So if there's any new readers and you're here in chat, tonight's not that moment for you. I think I'll probably try to do some non-book spoiling, doing some live reactions. Like in the after show, we'll talk about that here. But tonight it is a full book spoiler in chat. We're not going to try to ruin the show if you just are not in chat, reading the books. We're probably going to go through the first 3 or 4 books. And if we decide to go beyond that, we'll try to put up a banner. But there are going to be some spoilers for the first 3 or 4 books of the series tonight that we're going to be talking about. And also, if you like I said, no episode 4 or beyond spoilers, like show spoilers for the first half tonight. We're going to be talking about what we've seen, some of our theories, and jump into that about halfway through. Call lines will be open relatively early tonight. If you want to give us a call, we'd love to hear from you. But of course, we're going to be talking the second half of this. I don't know if it's like half, but there'll be a moment where we'll just talk about the title of the next episode and we'll just move into it. As you can imagine, I would like to do that right now, but no, we're gonna hold off for a bit. Does this mean the Innkeeper has overcome his boots obsession? No, that's not what this means. It just means that I want to. I don't know. It's one of those I'm getting into the theorizing mood. I don't know if you both. That's your kind of jam on the Wheel of Time.
Yes,
but
absolutely.
There's something about this season, unlike last season, that it's been fun, and I've actually kind of it's reinvigorated the desire to kind of find out or figure out what they're piecing together from the books, because obviously there's some changes. Let me propose my first one for you all here. I'm gonna throw this one out there. Like I said, the hand, right? We all know the hand I'm talking about, but I'll play this for everyone to remind you if for some reason you this is something you missed out of the cold open. But here you go. 1 second.
He released near the eye of the world, and he thinks he can hide. He cannot.
We are to kill him?
Okay, so you see that movement of the hand, right? She stares at it, and it's the only... I don't remember others really moving much of anything there. And so, yeah, it is that, it's that movement of the fingers that I was like, I really wonder if...
He cannot.
We are to kill
I know it looks like a comment. It's like, okay, does that really mean something? Well, it feels like they're trying to play with us a little bit, right? So, yeah. Did you have any guesses as to who this might be? It's obviously a black-looking jewel in this ring. For those of you that are watching right now, like I said, we're talking the first couple of books at least, and so this concept of there being a black Ajah exists, and obviously they kind of posted it right here. Megan, who's your assumption? And if it, like I said, if it's past book 4, just tell us and we can throw up a spoiler. But do you have an assumption of who they're trying to suggest or who this might be?
It's way past book 4.
Is it way past book 4? Oh,
yes.
How far are we talking? Way past book 4.
12.
Okay, so okay, let me Yes. Okay. So I know people are watching right now. You said you weren't going to do any full book spoilers. I'm listening to you. And sorry, when I turn away from the screen, often I'm like leaving my mic, so I'll try to stay close to it for those of you that are like, what's up? We're going to take a moment and do a full book spoiler. I'll try to remind everyone out there, if you're just listening to this, to come back, because this one is going to go. This one, I think I know where you're going with this one. So
maybe
go away. Oh, yeah, maybe I don't. Go away right now if you don't want any book spoilers. This one's going to go to about book 12. And I think that we've given everyone enough of a, signal to kind of walk away from this. Go ahead and, share who you think this is.
So I wouldn't say it's more the hand than the voice, but the voice certainly sounds like Shiriam.
Okay, so you think that question being asked?
Yes, and whether or not
here.
That belongs to that Aes Sedai or not, but
Gotcha.
The voice definitely sounds like Shiriam's.
Okay. And do you have, for you, Charisse, is there somebody that this is that you think that this really is, and that they're kind of playing at when you see this "we are to kill him" comment, and obviously someone here with this ring?
I, of course, initially went to the most obvious person and then immediately was like, nah, I don't think it's them. I love it possibly being Shiriam. This is also full book spoilers.
Yeah, full book spoilers, everybody. Don't come back yet.
Don't come back. I was thinking that it could even be Varen. And here's the reason. I didn't think that a voice was a good thing to go off of, because there are weaves that can change the way your voice sounds. And that would make sense for an Aes Sedai to do that. I mean, they're wearing gloves. You're going to wear gloves and not change your voice? Like, that's a little weird. Someone's going to recognize your hands and not your voice. So I was thinking it might be Varen, especially since, Varen shows us in the episode that she is kind of onto what's going on with the dragon and things like that. Like, she has an idea of what's going on.
Okay, so these are, hopefully you all run away if you didn't want to know any of these things, because these things actually can change for the show. But these are big spoilers. I'm going to go for the obvious person here, which is Liandrin. That's how
so it's a three-way tie.
You all, yeah. So I'm going to take this off. Well, not yet. So stay away if you're kind of like listening to this. We are not back yet. Still full book spoilers. I'm going to ask this question. So 240 of you have voted on this. Just about how many times have you watched episodes 1 to 3? 65% of you have watched it 2 to 5 times. I think I've watched it more than 5 times at this point. So I am going to ask this poll to our audience in chat, because that's full book spoilers. Who is on the screen? Who is this Black Ajah? And the options, I think we have some really good ones here. Obviously, Shiriam. We'll put all the options that we just mentioned, and I'll throw Alviarn in there. So, okay, who is? And we'll see what everyone in chat thinks. When we, I'm gonna pull this down, and I'm gonna play this one more time though, kind of so we can see this. Here we go.
He released me at the eye of the world, and he thinks he can hide. He cannot.
We are to kill him.
Perhaps he can be turned to my.
See, I really think this is a tell. I really think that's what they're playing at. Like, this person's nervous.
We are to kill him.
And that's something they do when they're nervous. Okay, so my rationale here, before we kind of pull this spoiler one down, is, okay, you might think that, this isn't the exact thing, but just bear with me and, let's see what we see here. So.
Poison?
If I wanted you dead, boy, I could think of far more creative options.
Yeah, so right there. Right, it's like a really small thing, and it could be like nothing, right? It could just be that that's what Liandrin, or the actor, is kind of just playing at here.
She is super fidgety in a lot of scenes, though.
It's really that nervousness with the left hand, right? That's what I'm looking for. Nervousness with the left hand and rubbing the fingers together. That's what I'm talking about, right? I was looking, and yes,
Matt, you're so impressive. This is amazing.
Right. It's so subtle, right? It's extremely, extremely subtle, right? And is this real? Like, I don't know. I checked with other ones, right? I checked with other Aes Sedai, And it's only been 3 episodes. Right, it's right there. So anyways, right, we don't see her kind of have a hand on, her leg or anything like that. But it is like, I just think she's good. I think she's good at this. It's the left hand, right? It's not the right hand. And there's a nervousness. Obviously, like it almost betrays a nervousness, right? It almost betrays a nervousness. So like, so this is, I looked and I didn't go back. Oh, someone's saying that, well, shoot, who is this? Let's see. Where did it, I thought it was, oh, no, I thought somebody said like in the cold open for 1, she does something similar.
I was just thinking.
Yeah, when she's like getting ready to gentle him, she like squeezes her hand.
Why didn't I look in season 1? Now I feel stupid. Yeah, no, I feel stupid. Okay, yeah, this one.
Yeah, and I think in the Hall of the Tower, she's like super fidgety and like doing similar things as well.
Yeah.
So she squeezes her left hand similarly in season 1. Now I want to go look. I feel dumb for not looking at season 1. I was just so obsessed with season 2 in this way. And people are loving this. Hey, you know what? When I do this stuff, sometimes everyone's like, "You're seeing things, Matt," and I'm seeing like a lot of like, "Oh, wait a second, maybe you're not seeing things." So good. I feel good about this one. When I saw this, I actually tweeted about this one, and I was like, I think I tweeted on this. It was like Monday. I'm like, I'm going to share this one because I found it. And I was like, no. I got to save this for the show. So, but I see this. Shidiva just said, where is it? Shidiva said like it. Yes, totally. I feel like Leandrin is too obvious, but that seems to me like, but not so because they're playing her. I don't know for you, like Charisse, are you questioning whether or not Leandrin in the show is actually Black Ajah? Are you questioning if
I think she is. I 100% think she is. I just think that she's not mustache twirling like she is in the books. Like, she's definitely more nuanced, and it may be more of a shock to show watchers than it was for book readers.
Yeah, and people are asking again, spoilers, full spoilers in chat. We have full book spoilers on the screen because we're talking about the concept of Black Ajah, and we went far afield as far as like potentials. So I know this doesn't make a lot of space for our non-readers that don't want anything spoiled. This is a tough place to be right now. But in the after show tomorrow, we'll try to make some more space for those of you that just want to watch along and don't want anything spoiled for you. Hopper, I appreciate that. Hopper just said. It's like, where is like tracking all the comments? It's like flying by today. Yes. Matt, you've been seeing things from the very beginning of Theoryland. Yes. Totally agree with that statement. But this one's exciting. So I liked this one. Again, let's watch that. This is just a fun, man. Kate's just fantastic. Oh, it's so good. Like I saw it and I kind of like jumped out of my seat a little bit because I've been watching all these episodes and I'm like looking at hands, and so it was really cool to see that one moment. I was like, oh yes, that's perfect. Okay.
I hope you don't think I'm Black Ajah. I just have earbuds that want to fall out when I do this. So don't take this anyway.
And they could be playing us, right? Like this goes both ways, right? Like they know that they've given us that, so she can play at that too. Does that make sense? And so we don't know exactly what it means, but I loved that one. Now I'm going to go back and watch season 1 just for looking for this. So you about 240 of you voted on this one. Who is this Black Ajah? Again, this is full book spoilers out there if you came back to listen and just want to have you walk away for a second or just step back, give us a couple minutes. I'll take down this banner if you come back and watch this. But who is this Black Ajah? You might not want this spoiled, but they might have changed how they do this. But most of you thought it was probably Sheriam followed by Leandrin. So nice one. Now I'm going to ask, did this video clip change your mind? How about that? Sorry, I'm seeing some comments come in. Miscellaneous said, if Leandrin is an amalgam of Elida and maybe she isn't Black Ajah, do we get Elida in the show? It's part of my understanding we will get Elida. So
I think so, based on some comments Rafe said. So
yeah, so I think we are. I don't think we'll get the amalgam there. I think the other amalgam it could be it's Alviarin. Andrew said, Matt. Aha! Wakes up the neighborhood. Yes. There have been very few moments, and I won't mention what they are in the books, that I jumped out of my seat and pumped my arm in the air. And And then a voice comparison from Light Blind and Fool. You guys got it. I can't do all the work here, so you guys go and run and grab your voice comparison. Yeah, I know, I get it. Okay, so, oh wow, see, people were like, oh, this is cool, but I didn't change a lot of minds there. So at least so far, we'll see. Maybe some of you are already there. So Megan, is there a theory that came out of the first 3 episodes where you were like, ooh, I wonder if this is where they're going?
So, actually, like I was talking about it on Twitter today, it's from my sister, Jen Sadai. So, so she's actually thinking that, like, you know, they're really playing up, oh, Nynaeve is 10 times stronger, blah, 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 blah. Egwene, you suck, right? And then when she gets captured by the Seanchan and becomes Damane, they're going to be like, wow, this girl has some serious skill. And it's going to be this weird, like, they're horrible and they're like treating her like crap, but at the same time, like she's getting validation, and it's gonna be like super weird. And yeah. Yeah.
When you say that, like, what do you think the reveal is going to be? You think it's going to happen like this season? I mean, or do you think they're going to hold on to that?
Which reveal?
I thought you were talking kind of Egwene, like pushing this idea until it, like, do you think that they're pushing it because, again, these are like full book spoilers, so it's like I feel bad. Do you feel like they're playing on it so there's always like this feeling of this person couldn't do something that significant?
No, I think it's just to have this like sort of dichotomy of like at the beginning of the season she doesn't seem very capable, and then by the end of the season she's going to seem very capable. Okay, so
you think, and maybe they're going to build that up with from a book standpoint through the Seanchan.
Yeah, because that's where she, I mean, honestly, they push her skills and she grows a lot because of her training with them, which is so messed up in so many ways. But
it does feel like a long con a bit also for things we know that happen later on in the books, for sure. So that's what I was kind of wondering, if you thought it was going to, how long they were going to kind of play it or not. So I like that one. For Charisse, for you, is there one also from a theory standpoint that you kind of walk away with and you think that they're doing something specific with something you know or you believe is coming from the books, or just something new?
Yeah, I have a theory that's still kind of coalescing in how it works out, but essentially it's that Moiraine and Siuan are switching. So this is kind of spoilers, of course, for 4 and 5, but I feel, and when I say 4 and 5, I mean books 4 and 5. I feel like Siuan is going to actually be killed in the coup. I think that will happen, and that it'll be Moiraine who is the one who is essentially like spilled, or what, you know, she is essentially, and that you know, she's kind of going to switch places. She'll be the one with the rebel Aes Sedai, like that. It won't be Siuan.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
I feel like they're going to try to keep Rosamund in the show a way they can, in a way that Moiraine won't really have a presence for a little while. And I feel like that would be the way to do it. You know, Sophia Canetto, she's in there. She has small parts as Siuan, so I think it would make sense. And because of, you know, what happens with Siuan, I think it would make sense if the coup just is the coup and that's it. It makes the stakes a little bit higher too.
Okay, no, I mean, yeah, I think I see what you mean by that. Megan, do you like that? Because just like they did with this season, they almost manufactured a storyline a bit out of the very little we have in the books to give Moiraine something to do. Do you believe that Moiraine will go away, or do you believe that they'll always find a way for Moiraine to be part of the show? And so this is the way, like Charisse is mentioning, it could be one of those ways.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, that's a really hard question. Like, I feel like, and I don't remember who I was talking to, but somebody was just like, you know, Rand really needs to lose that mentor person in his life, I think, to really like have that devastating moment and then help him, or not help him, but get him on the path towards more trust issues and things like that. So I feel like we would be missing out on that if she didn't disappear for a while.
Okay. Although, like, she kind of, well, I guess we don't know yet when she comes back in. I guess she's disappearing kind of like similar to she does in the books, but coming back is really, you know, it's an interesting one. I'm going to ask everyone that one. I I mean, and this one, just about 180 voted on this one. Did the video clip change your mind? Yes. Hey, look, 35% changed their minds because of that. There you go. I like that. I appreciate that. Do you think the show will change Moraine's book 5 arc to keep her, in every season? How about that? There we go. Yes or no? I know that's why we left full book spoilers up there. We're still in kind of the book 5 area. I know everyone's out there like, so I'm not gonna be able to watch it, am I? I'm like, I know this one's tough. We're trying. Yeah. We'll try to make some space again, like I said, during the after show. So I'm gonna upload this other video clip. I'm hoping while I'm running the stream and doing an upload that this doesn't cause any problems. But because I want to show a thing with Rand and Errol. And show you all kind of like, or ask you all what you think about this next. By the way, I looked back and Megan was gone and Siuan Sanche was there. And I was like, whoa. I was like, what is going on? Siuan Sanche is here. That's cool. I was like,
I had to plug in. I thought my battery would last longer, but it wasn't. So
no, I get it. No, it's just funny because I was like, Sophie Okaneda was with us. Yeah, she was here with us for just a moment. I liked it. Okay.
I love that we're both wearing Ice to Die shirts. As mine is, if you can't see, it's green.
Oh, nice.
Mine is
a
Taviran tavern. So
nice.
Like,
honey, sorry, my Aviantha just woke up. I gotta go.
Ooh, how do I answer the Moiraine question? That's a good question, Andrew. My answer for this is that I think that I think they would follow the Moiraine arc, but I don't have a good read on this because I thought that they would be smart to follow that arc in season 2, and I feel like they were like, no, we're not going to do that. We're going to go with more of this. So I don't think I have a good read on this. I would follow Moraine's normal arc, but I could see them absolutely doing what you said, Charisse, and swapping that in some form or fashion, like you mentioned with Siuan. I could totally see that. So, yeah, like you said, BizC said they've already changed it somewhat. They have. Yeah. And if you're watching this, I know there's about 400 of you watching. Please do like the video, I guess, if you like it. If you don't like it, I guess don't like it. But please do like it so other fans will find this later on as we're talking about this. So I'm uploading a discussion point I want to have. So I will show this. I don't know if you also saw this, but it's pretty fun. This is came out of the Prime Video. I don't think there's no spoilers here. I'm gonna take down the full book spoiler, unless you feel like Mirroral are spoilers. So this came out of, was it the Australia Prime Video account today, and it's just fun. So let's just watch it. I like that. That's pretty good. She seems so kind of uncomfortable. Like that. Oh, sorry. I forgot there was a little part. I thought that was the end. That was good.
That makes me so happy.
That was fun. That's a fun little thing to throw together. I did. Do you think that there are, Megan? Do you think there's some hidden clues in that one? Like they've had fun with these marketing things and also kind of dropping things in there. Do you feel like, for example, that the liquid poured in the cup is kind of some hint of something that's coming?
I don't think so.
You're like, this is what I'm talking about. This is where you sometimes take things a little bit further than anyone meant them to be. I don't know. Kevin always has me on edge as far as like, did I miss something? You know.
Yes.
So he's like, you didn't see Lanfear in there, and I was like, oh man, I don't know. Did I miss Lanfear? What?
You didn't see that the Murdral had the travels of Jane Farstrider. That's what
right.
See, I did not notice that one. See, that's I'm sure
No,
I missed
I made
it.
that up. I don't
Oh, I thought they did. I was like, I missed that. If they did.
No, I wish.
Do you think that the show will change the Moiraine Book 5 arc to keep her in every season? See, this is a split poll. I'm not surprised. 56-44. That makes sense. People are kind of curious about this. Okay. Here's my next theory, but we're going to watch this. It's about 2.5 minute clip from the show. It's just an awesome clip, so I want to watch it. And I'll share my theory with you about this one.
Coming to take me for a walk.
We get to start fresh every day. But we always manage. Don't we?
Vicious fighters, you lot. I saw one cut down a whole brigade on his own. And your women,
Even fiercer?
even fiercer.
I'm amazed you survived.
Don't test me, boy. Once a blade master, always a blade master. Even if I have misplaced my heron-marked sword.
I tried to sneak my sword in again sometime. You can teach me a few more forms, right?
Take your pick. Cutting the clouds. Kissing the
Just like the glory days, right, old man?
Get out of here. Now, come on.
He's easy to wind up, that one. Always good for a laugh.
You're going to wind up the wrong person one of these days.
Oh, you? You clean up old man's shite all day, every day. At least in the garden here, I got to see some of the more famous residents. And the sun.
Hey. That bastard. He caught us by surprise. Next time, I'll be ready for him. And what you hit him with first.
parting the silk to put him off balance. Then reaping the body before he can right himself. Straight to the heart.
Pretty vicious yourself, old man.
Okay, that's such a great part. By the way, I didn't go back and look to see if Rand had done. I mean, I know he didn't have a sword. He wasn't like cutting him up when he attacked him, but I didn't go to see if he tried to like catch him off guard and then like. Now I want to know if he kind of used that idea when he attacked him, even though it wasn't with a sword itself. So, and I saw this comment here. Let me see if I can find it. I think there's a lot of love for this character. Where is he at? Oh, this is it. Okay. My theory is, I feel bad about this theory. And I don't know that I don't think I can call. I think I saw this one online. This isn't my theory, but I absolutely believe in it. I believe that this is going to be the person that Rand tries to raise from the dead. I think this is the swap they're going to make, and that he is going to be killed. I think he's upped the ante on the revenge side. Errol's going to be killed, and Rand's going to try to use the one power to raise him from the dead, in swapping that scene from the books themselves with the little girl, right? It's the little girl that he tries to. In this case, I think it's going to be Errol. Does anyone think that that's going to happen? How do you feel about that, Charisse? Do you see them making this connection to someone that Rand loves, creating this conflict that Errol's actually not going to be part of Wheel of Time for very long, and that Rand he's going to kind of lose it when he can't stop him from dying?
Yeah, I never considered it, but I really love that. I think the scene in the book is already pretty poignant, but that makes it mean more, right? To people who aren't in the headspace, right? Like you don't get the chance to hear what the character's thinking in their head. I think that would be really touching and emotional, and don't make me cry. Like I'm thinking about that makes me sad.
Yeah, I think it'd be
yeah,
really
possible.
It's a sad scene in the books, but creating a personal connection and then having that happen, I think, is even more impactful. Like I said, do you like the side plot between Rand and Errol? Almost 230 of you vote on this. 91% of you say yes. They've obviously connected with fans of the show, that this is a character that we've just immediately attached ourselves to, generally speaking. I know there's lots of theories about, does Rand learn the sword, and is he really going to learn it from this person? I still like, and people are talking about, I think we talked about this before during Premiere Guide was the idea that maybe he knows Tam. I think that's a possible connection too. But I do, as soon as I think it was the Rand Almore, I think might have been on, said, my theory, yes. I think I saw this and I was like, oh shoot, this is exactly where they're going. Like this feels like I don't know. As soon as I saw that theory, I was like, yeah, like it would be crazy if they did not take this route. I think it would be bad. Showing Rand kind of thinking he can do something and finding out a limit of the power. And I think this would, Megan, at least for me, there's so many people talking about this thing with Nynaeve at the very end of season 1. It'd be nice to see that erased, this idea of like, no, you can't raise the dead. And no, Nynaeve wasn't dead at that point, because there's lots of people that are still like, are they ever going to fix that? So,
right.
Okay. So, Megan, how do you feel about this theory? Is it going to be a yes or no on this?
So, are you saying like he would be doing that with or without Kalandor?
Without. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think. I think it was just. I don't think it would have anything to do with Kalandor.
I mean, because that was part of it originally, right? It was like,
sure, for sure.
Kalandor made him go a little crazy, thinking that he could raise her from the dead.
Yes. Well, all that power, right?
Right.
But they've convinced him he is the Dragon Reborn, right? And so, and I wonder, does he still have that?
Oh, the sangreal.
Yeah, does he still have that sangreal,
Yeah.
right? It was a sangreal, I thought that she said, right? So he still has that sangreal. So the idea that at the very end, like he could use that, thinking that this is just like he vanquished, the Dark One at the end of he could raise the dead. So I think it's an option they have to choose from, and it would be a really poignant choice in my opinion.
And you're just thinking Errol's just going to die of natural causes, or was there something?
No, I think that revenge angle, right? So Rand attacked the guy. And the guy knows that Rand cares about him, right? This is building up that whole idea for Rand of, I can't get close to people, and when I get close to people, they get hurt or they die, right? This is kind of building on that idea of people he cares for. He has to kind of he left the guy alive, right? And so all of a sudden it's like, no, I have to be stone. I have to, I building on what we know is the kind of build up for Rand. So that's why I think it's a really powerful potential. So, okay, let me ask everyone, do you agree Errol will take the place of it was a little girl, right? That Rand tried to raise from the dead. Okay.
And like Rand, he literally, with this guy, he beat him up and stole his job and left him alive. Like that guy definitely wants revenge. For sure.
Yeah. Like this would be weird if that guy didn't come back and take revenge on Rand. Like it would be like a strange, like Rand beat this dude up and left him alive and took his, like you said, took his position. And he already is he's already been a jerk to somebody he knew Rand really appreciated, right? And so for him to not come back and almost have lost his life, and he takes it one step further, I just think it's a really one of those that just feels more obvious that they could go. That doesn't mean they will, but one of those that I would not be surprised for sure. Okay, I asked everyone that one. Other theories that you both have coming out of episodes 1 through 3 that you think, or you're really curious about, you're kind of following and tracking and investigating?
Nynaeve's block is interesting to me.
Okay.
Because it is a bit different than it is in the book. Yes, she does still have the block, but normally it's, she gets angry, she can channel. So it seems like the anger block itself is coming from Leandrin's guidance. When Leandrin is like, use your anger. And then I think that lends itself to like how in the books, Nynaeve starts amping herself up. She's like, oh, people in pain. I hate that. It makes me upset. And that's how she's going to have to channel. So it's interesting that that's not her original block. Her original block is I don't want to channel. Then her block is going to be because of Leandrin. I can only channel when I'm angry. So it'll be interesting to see her get out of that and be able to not be angry to channel.
Interesting. Yeah. I see what you're saying. Like, it's not something that came... Basically, it's not something that came from early on. This is something that was manufactured a bit later, and now we're going to kind of push it onto Leandrin's guidance. Yeah, I see what you're saying, how that could be different. Megan, do you like this idea that it actually is a little bit, as in they've tweaked it a little bit as to what the block is that she's going to be overcoming?
Like almost Leandrin is like causing it a little bit more than it would have been by itself. Like Leandrin's making her realize that it's the anger that works, and then she'll just be relying on that, and it'll be a crutch rather than her actually trying to work through it and break it. So yeah, that is very interesting.
Yeah, exactly. Like they have changed it. You're right, Sharice. I love that. I love that idea. That again, I think I saw it on Instagram. Someone wrote, because I had posted some images, which we'll look at here soon, of Celine, because we have to tonight. Yeah, I mean, okay, we'll just look at them now. That's fine. Look, I mean, we're here, right? I mean, let's just do it. Okay. And there was a comment here. It was sarcastic, but I found it extremely funny.
She's almost breaking the fourth wall and looking at you, Matt.
What do you mean?
But she would.
She's like looking at the camera.
I can't see what I don't know what the comment was, but it was like, this is like Leandrin of time. the wheel of Leandrin. Yeah, do you feel like Leandrin... Sorry, this is a great picture right here. So I don't know if anyone else is distracted, but that's fine. So do you feel like, Megan, for you, do you like what they're doing with Leandrin? How much they're like kind of building her into this villain, if you will, of the show?
I just don't know what to think. Like every time I feel like I feel one way, she does something, and I think another way and feel differently. Like just Kate Fleetwood is just insane. Like all of her expressions, everything, the way she's like delivering everything is just amazing. Like, and the fact with like her son, like that was just devastating, and like I just made me feel for her, and I wonder if that's like her motivations for what, so.
Sorry, this is kind of distracting. Let me take it down. Sorry, that was they are, that this whole arc is just really, really significant. Let me end this poll. About 230 of you voted on this. Do you agree Errol will take the place of the little girl that Rand tried to raise from the dead? 45 to 55%. So, hey, Rand Almore, that's a pretty strong theory to walk away with for people that had never heard the theory before. I'm going to say, let me ask the poll this way. Do you like the Leandrin of time? Yes or no? Okay. That's good enough. You don't need me to like spell that out. We just sort of talked about it. This is Cerise for you. Do you, this thing with her son, we assume is her son. Do you think the son, I think it was Wheel of Cussin, for those of you on Twitter, Wheel of Cussin brought this up. Do you think that was acting? Or do you think that's legitimate? In other words, do you think this is Leandrin's completely part of like a manipulation of like she didn't know she was being followed? Like, oh my gosh, you followed me here. Like, do you believe that Leandrin isn't totally aware of her influence on Nynaeve in this way, and isn't even using this person, who we think is her son, to manipulate Nynaeve? Is this part of an elaborate plan, or was this kind of a really sincere moment that we actually had with Leandrin where you saw behind the mask, if you will?
I think it's a sincere thing. We already know that Moiraine hinted, like, hey, you do have a secret in North Harbor. And, there's a guy there that I know about, and I'll tell your red sisters about it. So she has been hiding this, and her reaction was pretty visceral. I feel like Leandrin, when she is playing a game, she's playing the game. She's a nice Sedai, but she wasn't playing the game. And the fact that she even like struck Nynaeve was, not something I think she would do if she was playing a game. Like that was a visceral reaction.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. Like it does feel genuine. Like I saw some people in chat, like it just feels real. I just don't think of this person as a genuine person. So I'm always like, what are you manipulating me with this? Like she's so maternal here, and she cares about Nynaeve, and she's chucking vases, and she's letting Matt go. But you saw the Matt thing, like, I don't need you anymore. But she was clearly manipulating Matt, right? So that's what kind of like, that was a reminder at the end of that episode, like, she actually does care about Matt. She was just totally messing with him. She set up that whole thing to mess with him. Like, no, how am I going to get him out? Right now is a good chance. I'll use this. I am kind of pissed off about this Nynaeve, but that's because I wanted Nynaeve for something else. That's what it feels like to me. So I don't know. I feel like I'm being just subtly manipulated about when it comes to Leandrin. Almost 200 of you vote on this. I know. Yeah. Well, do you like Leandrin of Time? Of the hardcore fan freaks that are here right now and voting in this, almost 200 of you have said, 83% of almost 200 of you have said, yes, you do. I'm going to leave that one up a little bit longer here. It's one of these it's one of these questions. I did have a theory about this one. Let me see. Okay. So here's my theory. Like Monday, we were watching this with my wife. I don't know if you guys have watched the rewatches I do on Twitter with my wife. I find them hilarious. Maybe you don't, but her view on things, like if you missed it, she called Sheriam the mistress of monsters, and then associated her with Mrs. Potts from Beauty and the Beast, right? Am I getting that right? So just stuff, ideas, visions of things that I've never thought about. So, okay, let me see if there's any huge spoilers here. Blah, 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 blah. Oh yeah, here we go. So, this is my theory. I had this thought when I was watching, which was, we get that whole weird thing at the end of episode 8 where they couldn't break out of that link, right? And all of Nynaeve's power and Egwene's was being used up, right? They're being killed. So I wondered, like, if Leandrin was told that, like, I mean, Nynaeve, she keeps on mentioning this, right? Everybody, Nynaeve's the strongest in 1,000 years, right? Like, sure, that's fascinating. That's power. But why does Leandrin want power if not to use that power if she's working for the other side against the Dragon Reborn? And what if she built a relationship strong enough that Nynaeve would link with her to maybe heal her son, for example? But it's really, once she has that link, she can do whatever she wants with it, right? So this is the idea, like, subtle manipulation of Nynaeve to then potentially use her and use her power against Nynaeve's, desires. So, Charisse, what do you think about this idea? Is this all just a power play to link someday with Nynaeve and use her power for her own good, whatever that ends up being?
I think definitely she wants to use Nynaeve to some purpose. And so linking with her to just use her power is, definitely something I don't think is impossible for her to do. Although it is interesting, though, because juxtaposed to what she said to Nynaeve in her, rough training session from the episode, she said, no man will be able to take your power from you, no woman, and not even me. So it's interesting that she said that. And it would be a way to butter Nynaeve up, like, because she'd think, oh, this person doesn't want to take my agency from me. She even said it. So yeah, I could see that being a thing.
Okay, let me ask everyone, and then I'll make it get yours. About 240 of you have voted on this. Do you like the Leandrin of Time? 84% of you said yes. Okay, I like it. Let me ask, is Leandrin just playing Nynaeve to one day link with her and use her power for whatever she wants? Okay. Let me ask that. And for those of you just arriving, we actually are kind of what we consider almost halfway through the show, or we're past it, and we haven't jumped into the spoiler stuff yet. But we are doing full book spoilers in chat. We are spoiling things up to about book 4 in our discussion, just talking with each other. We're trying not to spoil anything beyond that. If you're a non-book reader and you don't want to know things that happen in the books, today's not that one for you. But tomorrow's after show, and let me kind of take a break and tell you how that's going to work. In tomorrow's after show, I am starting it 30 minutes before the episode drops. That's just because of the name of the episode, and I want to try it out and see what you guys like and want to see my reactions to episode 4. I don't know why you'd want to see my reactions, but maybe. We'll talk about that here shortly. But I'm going to do kind of a live reactions and some commentary, right? I know our live watch thing was like no noise last year. I'm going to be on the screen chatting in chat with people that are watching along, and I will be making comments every once in a while. And then we'll immediately jump into the after show right when it's over. And I have some guests that are going to come in and join me at that point. So it's an after show with kind of an hour and a half before, where we're going to be chatting right before the episode starts, watching the episode. I'll be watching it at the same time everybody else is out there. And then we'll jump in and start talking probably for 3 or 4 hours after that tomorrow night. So be ready for that. That's going to be a lot of fun. Yes. The problem, Andrew said, with it, one must voluntarily link to enter a circle. Again, that's what I think she's trying to build some trust there, is that would happen. Lumen said, if Liandrin is trying to use Nynaeve's power, why is she going to send her and Egwene to Falma presumably very soon? That's potential, right? So we'll talk about that shortly. That's in the books. That's what we imagine this is for. So that's a good question. That's a really good question. About almost 200 of you voted on this. Is Liandrin just playing Nynaeve to one day link with her and use her power for whatever she wants? Yes or no? It's a 50-50 split on this one. Okay. So other theories for you, Megan, that have come out of the first 3 episodes before we move on to episode 4.
I kind of already talked about like the Egwene stuff. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure out what exactly is going on with the Seanchan with these honored guests. I'm assuming Ishi told Suroth to collect them or whatever, but because clearly Loyal's still with them from some of those images that we had seen months ago. So I just think it's odd that they're honored guests. So I just really want to know what that means.
What does it mean? What do you think
Right.
it means? What's your theory about what it means?
I don't know. I think just Ishi wants to keep an eye on them, so they're calling them honored guests. I don't know.
Yeah, so that's a great point. Why I like Ishi. I've said this, and I still agree with what I believed about this during our Premier Guidon discussion. I think it's smart for him to have these interactions with people in the real world. Mm-hmm. Because again, if you have to sleep, that only happens at certain times, and you don't want to always Perrin has to go to sleep before he can interact with this person, right? They did a little bit of that in the first season, where it was okay, he falls asleep, then he sees somebody, he falls asleep, and I think they were going to do away with that. So this idea that Ishi jumps in and has what interaction might have happened in Tel'aran'rhiod actually happened in the real world, I think was really effective. And having him be actively kind of messing with the Seanchan, which we know he was in the books, but just kind of out in the open, allows this kind of thing to happen out in the open, And so in the end, I still think it's a good thing. Honored guests, I do believe that wasn't the plan, if I remember correctly, wasn't the plan to take Egwene across the ocean?
Yeah, once they discovered that she had abilities in Earth, I think, and she
Yeah,
could do some, mining or something, or I don't know, maybe they thought she could create a dam or something with that. I don't remember.
Yeah, they thought that she could mine because she was able to tell which
Right.
mines had ore in it and things like that, which I
Mhm.
think is also a nice tie-in for the lesson that they did, with Alana. So that probably will still be a thing.
Because I could see them pushing on that.
Mhm.
They're gonna get these people out, and then the Seanchan are supposed to take them, right? This idea they're honored guests is really honored captives, if you will, and they're collecting them. It comes back to the whole Ishamael always could have just killed all these people. I'm in your dreams, and you should be scared of me, and nothing happens. You know what I mean?
And sending Palpatine's Perrin, which I love the Star Wars isms in here.
It's a lot.
I'm watching your career, and Liandrin being yes, your anger gives you focus. I love this Star Wars isms in here.
I mean, taking captives of his friends as a manipulation is exactly what they should be doing. So that's kind of how I took that. At least Megan was like, okay, they're really playing into that aspect, which is what they should have done. You know, in the books is not nearly done enough.
Well,
Okay.
and also what she says about
I clicked on a link. There you go. Sorry about that. It was the mirror draw video again. I moved to a browser and just started.
That's so
that
good.
one,
We did watch it again.
Yeah,
Sure.
we should. Yeah, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
But just what she says about, you know, the closer you get to the wolves, the more you're mine. I mean, definitely Father of Lies moment.
Oh,
you know?
for sure.
Yeah. So that was really interesting.
Really
Yeah.
good.
Can we take a moment actually to appreciate the Seanchan's southern accent? I died. I was just like, oh my God, yes, this is what we needed. And then when they're like, you know, they're honored guests, I'm like, I don't think they're gonna give me southern hospitality. I don't think that's
You said
the
that.
Seanchan
Let's do this. People were not happy with me last time I did this, and that's okay. You can be mad about this. So let's. You just brought this up, Shreese. So let's all relive this moment together. How about that? Like you're feeling this.
Swear the oaths and bow before the High Lady Sura. The debt of your forefathers shall be forgiven. You will share in the prosperity of the Seanchan's return, from Atuan's mill to farm to our great empire across the sea. Who will be the first to swear the oaths and bow before the High Lady Sura, pledging fealty to the throne?
This man.
Okay. I just
make
love.
me live it again.
I know. I just love Suroth. That will always live in infamy. I don't care. Like, this is such a great moment. But like you were saying, Sharice, a lot of different accents, right? A lot of different American accents in that. And I think it was Sarah Nakamura was in chat during Premier Guide On and said, if someone has the quote out there, you can send it to me, but said that they didn't give them a specific one. I thought that she said like the actor
It's like
could
standard
choose.
American or something. Or
Yeah, it's like standard,
too,
but like the actor could choose to add their own accent in or something to that effect. But that was just that. I don't know why Sue Roth. That just hits me every time I see that.
It's great. I just wanted her to add "Bless Your Heart" after it or something. Somewhere in there. It's
Totally.
perfect.
Yeah. Sorry. Like I didn't even get that close, and people are really reacting. I totally get it. So let me end this poll here. About 250 of you voted on this. Is Leandrin just playing Nynaeve to one day link with her and use her power for whatever she wants? 50-50. Completely 50-50 poll. So.
And actually, I did have another thought about the Damane.
Okay.
So the one pointing out, I'm assuming Mareth Damane, because I'm just confused because it seems like we're not able to sense women that can channel, like according to kind of what Moiraine was saying before, how she didn't know Nynaeve could channel or whatever. So one, I'm not sure if like she can actually just sense channelers or if it's like a talent, like with what Logain has, and if that's a talent, or if that's actually the unreliable narrator and he's actually seeing Taviran and not a channeler. So
what I'm getting is this is similar to so do you remember when Moiraine is talking to Varen?
Mm-hmm.
And Varen goes, "Oh, so it was one of the boys." Right? Episode 1, Moiraine was like, it could be a girl or a boy or whatever. You know, like she's confused, like her understanding of the prophecy or what it could be, different than like Varen's like, no, I studied it. It's one of the boys. Right? It's one of the boys that you like. So I think that they're playing with that unreliable narrator aspect of it. So maybe on the other side of the ocean, maybe the Seanchan know how to detect it. But, you know, although I thought she did say it's kind of like you can sense. I can't remember what Moiraine, how they've changed this.
You get an affinity or something.
Yeah, there's something. Maybe they've learned how to, like, train that ability into the Damane, and they can test for it, or they can sense it better than it's something that, like, the Aes Sedai on this side have not at least trained on or taught. You think they would have?
Yeah. I 100% don't believe Logain though. I think that's definitely unreliable. Like, what other man did you see that can channel? What? Who do you know? Who do you know who can channel? He's like, oh, there's a glow around the men who can channel. How many of them have you met, bro? Like, like what do you mean? So,
right.
Like
how many?
no.
I mean, he is an older Logain. So, but yes, you're right. Like, how many male channelers was he actually able to ever see in this way, and changing that talent thing? If this makes sense, it feels like it just made for a really interesting discussion point. And because I almost felt like they were going to swap this. When I first heard him say that, I was like, oh, did they make it so it's more like the male Aes Sedai? Like, I was wondering if they're going to swap this for like females and males as far as like how they sense or are aware of someone's ability to channel. And then it was like, no, this is a talent. And I was like, okay, well, that messes with that theory. So,
yeah.
Okay. So, which is this one right here? Okay. One last theory and we'll move on. I do have a call line open here. Anyone? I have 2 of you have already called in without even saying anything. I just put that up on the screen. You're all waiting. 1313-TALK-WAT, 1313-825-5968. You can give us a call. We're going to switch here shortly. Actually, we can switch now. We will start talking about episode 4, but I'm not going to do that immediately. I want to talk about this theory, so we're not going to change our conversation too much. This one, I don't know if you saw this, and it's fine if you think this is crazy. I don't know. I was watching, and there was something about that splatter look that made me think Mashadar residue over Myrddraal blood. Okay, yeah. And it wasn't. I can't remember. Is this in the behind the scenes portion where they? Can someone remind me the image? Was this a part of the image that was released about this scene? Can someone find it for me? I can't remember because I feel like we would have been talking about this, and I just saw this and I was like, wait a second, was this there or not? So that's what do you remember, Charisse or Megan? Do you remember the original? Because didn't they release an image of this, or was it the BTS footage?
I haven't seen this exact angle. I remember they did release I think it was the BTS footage was the first time that we saw it. Because I know, like, we've been saying Doordrawl for, like, forever.
We have been saying Doordrawl forever. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can find it here. I'm going to let this play and see if it shows up. Anyone in chat? Did anyone in chat answer that question? Okay, so nothing. I haven't seen it. I thought that we see them walking into the village, but I didn't think that they showed them in front of the Doordrawl. I thought it was I don't know why I maybe thought this was an image. Yeah, they just show him kind of walking towards people are saying it is the BTS, so oh, sorry, I guess I can be showing you all this. By the way, this looks like some scenes coming up, right? Someone said that maybe that was Min, but in A Mask of Mirrors, that was actually meant to kind of like jokingly reference Lanfear. I was like, that's a really fun theory. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I don't see this in the BTS footage, guys. Oh, there it is.
But it's not the angle. Yeah.
See, it's not there. It's not there. Like, that's what I was saying. Like, I feel like we would have talked about this.
Yeah, it was probably post-production or something where they added it, maybe.
Sorry, was it this one? Yeah. Like, that's definitely... So this never came up, and no one was talking about this. So I want to know. Mashadar residue... because this was Padan Fain, and he has some kind of additional capabilities, and we're just seeing the residue. I know it doesn't really work with metaphysics of the book. That's fine. I'm just talking like it's a residue. It's like inert. It's not going to like continue on. Because they did say when they came up to the village that it felt strange. Now, I know we saw the flies that they saw, and there was somebody in the window, but the thing that could be off could be sensing Mashadar, right? So... where are you at, Megan, on this? Thumbs up, it's residue, Mashadar residue?
I think so, for sure. Okay. I mean, especially since we assume Fain did it. So.
How about you, Charisse?
I
don't think I've done. All I've done is gone like Mashadar residue. I don't think I've like made a great case, but okay. So, and Fade Blood is the other option here. So, it
looks too like spidery, like.
That's what I was saying. Like that's what I mean. It was like the way the splatter, and it kind of is like thicker, but it's all connected.
And it's also not messing up the door, right? Because it will like etch away at a sword. So I imagine that would, with Myrddraal blood would be worse. than metal, right? So I don't think it's Myrddraal blood.
And by the way, but no book readers don't know what Mashadar is. Yeah, the non-book readers wouldn't. Okay, so I think this is going to be I don't think I've convinced that many people in chat. We'll see. About 250 of you vote on this. Are you okay about Uno now? 56% said yes. That was flipped. So people are, kind of working through that. So I don't think I'm going to get a lot of this. Is this Mashadar residue or Myrddraal blood or both? There we go. Mashadar, and that's me just trying to get more votes to my to my thought here. So Myrddraal blood, and then we'll say both. Okay, there we go, everybody. Answer this question, and let's. I know we have some mods that are going to be walking away from here. Let's move on to episode 4 discussion. And of course, we're going to go back to that Instagram thing I posted. That's not really the beginning of it, but if the title hasn't been spoiled for you, I'm going to spoil it for you now. So again, walk away if you don't want to hear anything about episode 4. I'm going to be willingly jump in and see some spoilers that I haven't watched yet. My goal is I don't plan on watching the more coming this season thing at the end of episode 1. That one felt like way spoilery, but I think there is something that did drop today, so I'm going to try to play that. I think it's a reasonable thing. I think a couple things dropped today, but I'm going to try to show that one. And by the way, I didn't think I was going to convince people with this residue thing, but yeah, I totally understand if you people want to walk away and don't want anything ruined. Make sure to come back tomorrow for the after show. You can jump in again, watch along with me, and just kind of get excited for it coming out. We're going to start about a half an hour before it drops, and then just come afterwards if you're going to watch the show, and then jump in and chat. We'll be live for a bunch of hours. Critter's going to join us. Bree's going to join us. It's going to be a lot of fun. So, but yeah, I see some people kind of stepping away, which I totally understand. So this isn't spoilery. I just want to come back here because we didn't really talk about it. Like, this is like some amazingly good stuff. I really wondered, like, she's looking past Rand on this one. This is kind of like bored uninterest right here. And then it's like he's talking and she's like, oh, you really are kind of a shepherd, aren't you? Yeah. And then, like, while they're talking, she kind of is like, yeah, again, with the right, kind of pissed off. He walks away and she kind of has that like, yeah, this is lose. And then she comes in and kind of like owns the conversation. They're all staring at her here. And then it kind of comes up in his face. She's obviously really connecting with the idea that she's finally here with Lews Therin. But this is one of my favorite, I think, was she drags him. It's such a great, her hand is on his coat and she's literally like pulling him through the foregate. And she has just she just strutted out of the foregate like it was a runway, and then she dragged him, which is so good. It's so good.
She's excited to dress him up.
Yes, exactly.
I just still feel some concern. Like I said, I feel like you should be concerned about your fellow innkeepers, because how did she get an inn? What happened to the previous innkeeper? Like, what happens? Like, what's going on here? You know, she's concerning.
I'll be honest. I don't care.
You should care.
I mean, I do care, but somewhat don't. I like this comment by Michael. Wow, the innkeeper thinks Celine's stuff is amazingly good. Shocking. Yes. Look, I would understand that comment if not for what I just showed you. I know it is amazingly good. It's like when you have a child, and I have 3 kids, and when they're really young and they're like babies, people come up to you and they're like, "Your baby's so beautiful," and as a parent, you know whether or not that's true or not, right? Because you're around the baby all the time, and you're like, "It's not that cute, right? It's not cute," or you're like, "This baby is totally cute," you know. And this is one of those where, like, when someone tells you your baby is cute and you already know it, it's kind of like this moment. Like, Celine, like, is amazing, and what Natasha's doing is amazing. I don't even have to. Other people are saying it. So yes, it is on point that I say it, but also I know it's true. So don't listen, Taylor. I like that. Okay, we're gonna bring some callers in. I'm gonna play this. I'm gonna go find this clip. Everyone, you can DM me the clip if there are other clips you would like me to show here. But I'm gonna go try to find where this is at. I'm pretty sure we got this from the Wheel of Time account, so I'm gonna go find that. Everybody, you think I would have been ready? I had all sorts of things up. I had the Lanfear stuff up. Selene stuff. So the title is Daughter of the Night. For those of you, that's episode 4 title. Did you know the title already, Megan? Were you already like, okay? Who do you think this is about? Okay, that's what
I think we know.
Yeah.
It's the name of an inn, obviously.
It's the name of the inn. Yes. It's the name of the inn. I like it. Charisse, if this next episode does not focus on the Daughter of the Night, are we gonna riot? Are we gonna like?
I will.
I don't think
Kai
we
will,
can.
right?
It's not even up for discussion.
Yes, tell Kai we're on the same page. Like, if this is not just an episode that is just all about.
I don't know. Like, think about the book, The Dragon Reborn. Where's Rand?
Good point. Good point.
You never know.
That's why I did actually like ask that question at the beginning. Are they messing with us with like the title? They're trying to like associate it. Wasn't there like Blood Calls Blood last year? And we were like, we know exactly what this has to do. And then it did not. So Riswake just said a riot of one. Yes, that's true. That's valid. You'll see my reactions. You'll see my reactions live. So you'll know how I feel about that.
Episode 1 had a chapter name from like book 9 or something, didn't it? Like A Place of Solitude or something, or like not a solitude. A Taste of Solitude is like from a later book. It has nothing to do with where we're at now.
By the way, here's Joe Perry. I have it on good authority that it's got a lot of Selene. There we go. Ooh. Okay. We'll see if we believe you, Joe. Better. Okay. So this is one of the things they released today. It looks like a 1.5-minute clip. This isn't the one that said more coming this season. This is, if you're curious which one this is the tweet that went out 4 hours ago that said Nynaeve will be put to the test. Like, if this is like not related to the next episode, then marketing is terrible at this job. So, okay. Yes. Oh, Dawson sent also a clip. I'm going to play this one and we'll find out. Hopefully this is one they released today. It wasn't like more coming this season. This looks like it could be next episode. Here we go. Enjoy. Is this just the clip from earlier that they had?
I think so.
Okay, so maybe this isn't one. I'll have to like look at the one Dawson has. This is just the clip from earlier. Did they really just give us a clip? Okay, this isn't it. Look, Taylor Napier is amazing. But Dawson said he sent the clip for the link to the one here. So. Oh, okay. So, it's the one that, somebody dropped that one today. That's what it was. Sorry, everybody. This looks like is this the one that was dropped by, no, Joe. I see wrong clip. I see it.
Was it the one from Collider?
Yeah, Collider. That's the one. So let me go, and Dawson, if you're in chat, let me know if that's the one that you just sent me. Collider. Yes, the Collider one. Everyone's like, find the Collider clip already. I'm getting there. Dawson, if someone can watch chat, let me know if Dawson says the one that he sent me is from Collider. That'd be great.
He said the one I sent is a clip with Lan, which I think is the Collider clip.
Okay. And I know that the Twitter of Chaos was like, I wonder if Twitter of Time has seen this one.
Yeah.
Here we go. And... yeah, so it's so it is the one with it. There we go. Okay, of course. Oh, yep, that looks like it is. Okay, cool. Here we go. We're getting there, everybody. We're getting there. So if you don't want to see any of this, now's a good time to look away. Enjoy.
If anyone says anything about the salt, I'll set you on fire.
I'm fine, thank you.
You heard what I said about fire?
I'm still full from breakfast.
It was 2 hours ago at least. What are you two smoking about?
It's been a while since you brought a new man home, huh?
We thought maybe you were slowing down in your old age.
Where does the third one go now?
I've been and Machin busy. Huh?
I was like, what is he doing? But he was.
How does it usually go?
Well, they open with a joke. Machin at my age, Ivan at my hair. And then, warm memory, something worth living for. And at that point,
So we're gonna skip all of that. I don't think you're gonna kill yourself. Your bond wasn't ripped from you, she took it. So have you decided what you're going to do now?
Have I worn out my welcome?
The three of us, we're going back to the tower tomorrow. Will you come with us?
I don't know.
Honestly, I think I'm glad that they didn't like spoil anything with Celine, because I don't even know what to think about that clip. What is your initial reaction, Charisse, to what you just saw?
Sorry, go ahead, Charisse.
Yeah.
I am just like, my brain is just worrying. Like, I don't even know what to make of it either. I have no idea. I do love seeing Alana's family. I love them already. They're pretty funny. But as far as what Lan is doing, I don't know. I don't really know.
What she said about the bond is what I'm not
she
understanding
took it away.
here.
It wasn't ripped from you. So I don't think you're going to kill yourself.
But she took it away. Is that
Meaning
like...
she just masked it, I would assume.
Yeah, like...
Or did she release the bond?
Yeah. I don't...
Because she was saying something earlier in season 1 about she read something that you could release the bond.
Yes, I know, but like she took
and she said it to
away.
Alana.
So she like, is she just saying that she released it? Kara Sedai, by the way, you said I didn't listen. Yeah, I don't know. We can go back and watch this one. It's like really a confusing clip, and like there's not much going on there except I think there's that one key like question of like, what are you gonna do? And she wasn't ripped away. Like, I don't know. I can't tell if this is something that's like people are bringing up, it's masked, or if they're saying even in the place where she's at that she can manipulate the bond, even though she can't channel.
I wouldn't think so.
I think she might be able to, because I think once you have the bond, you may not like. I think Min was able to mask the bond when Miranda's.
I don't think she could because she had to drink herself silly.
That was the first time, but like after that, wasn't she able to?
I don't remember her doing it later.
In the back. I'm not sure that part, like getting the bond, yes, that is part, that has to do with weaving the one power, but, masking it, I'm not sure that you need to channel to do that. Once you already have the bond, like you can't create the bond without channeling.
What we really need to do is we need a deep dive. This is the funniest thing to me, because I did... we obviously did a deep dive on bonds because I can see all of us kind of struggling with the like, how can we even kind of get to a place where we can comment on the possibility that this is even possible in a way that we can talk about, like, and the reason what I'm doing right now is I'm just laughing at myself because this is a show that I wanted to do for a long time, and I think you'll all laugh about this. Yes, I talked about. I was like, this one says June 14th. I was like I meant to do a water bond deep dive and never did, and now I wish we had. Like, come on, that would have helped us in this moment. So I'm gonna go with what I think this is. Let's bring a caller in. Let's talk about this idea of the bond, where they're going with the storyline, and if we like it or not. But let me bring our first caller into the show. We'll see if we can even take all these callers. We'll try. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Hi, this is Sarah. Thank you so much for having me. Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Awesome.
Also shout out to everybody who was on the Nynaeve Rules fan board in 2003. I was Squilus to die. But
I was going to say, do you know, I'm trying to think of, do you know Emma? She was our, Emma at the time was a huge, does the name Emma or Isabel ring a bell for the Nynaeve Rules Club?
Isabel does. Oh my god.
Okay, I'm almost 100% sure that's the Isabel I'm talking about. I just a good friend from back in the day from Theoryland days, and she loved Nynaeve, and she must have been part of the group. But anyway, sorry, take us back there. So welcome. Thank you very much for calling in. First time. What are your what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I'm so glad that we're talking about Moiraine and Lan's storyline, because something that I have been really wrestling with is this change between what happens at the end of book one versus where Moiraine's plot is going now, in the sense that what's this going to do to Moiraine's character, the fact that she's partially responsible for freeing Ishamael, the fact in the books she's just kind of there, and it's I feel we're dealing with her stilling and this mistake, but I feel in the book she's this she's a guide. She the problems all come from people not listening to her, but here she's the one actually did something pretty bad or made a really big mistake. And so I'm just curious how other folks see this particular aspect of her plot resolving.
Yeah, I mean, for both of you, Megan, do you have any thoughts on that?
I mean, it's definitely gonna resolve, I think, at some point, because in the trailer we've seen them working together again. So yeah, I don't think he's gonna go with Alana. I think he's gonna be following Moiraine for sure.
As far as as far as this whole way that they're kind of handling Moiraine and Lan. I know people are saying season 1, season 2 are different. Of course, the changes that were made at the end. Do you like them? This whole masking of the bond aspect and that exploring this, I guess, as a topic in the show.
I mean, I think so, because it takes it a whole nother level of them having to understand each other. And we always make a joke that communication is so terrible in the Wheel of Time, and this is fully encompassing and representing that. So I think in a way it's somewhat true to that part of the story.
Charisse, do you like how this is turning out so far? Are you muted? You might be muted, Charisse.
Yeah, okay, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you. You're good.
I think I do kind of like it, or at least I want to see where it's going. I'm kind of reserving judgment, but I do think that it does touch on some of the plot lines, from book 2. Moiraine does talk about how I made plans to, give your bond to someone else. And I kind of feel like Rand's plot line was transposed onto Moiraine, where he was pushing Perrin and Matt away for their own safety. And how now Moiraine is sort of taking that over, which is an interesting way to look at it. And also, I think that the times that we're in Maureen's head in the book, which is very rare, she is not as, self-assured. She doesn't know all the answers. There's times when she goes, oh, I'm a fool. When she thought, oh, Rand is the only important one. But then she's like, no, Matt and Perrin are also important. So I think it's just playing that up a little bit more, raising the stakes on that.
So, Sarah, for you, do you want this to kind of be fast forwarding the idea of this let me hold on a second. I'm going to say full book spoilers here for anyone that's listening or watching. I want to feel comfortable talking. I know in chat it's full book spoilers. I just want to feel comfortable talking about this. We might go pretty far into the book, so if you just don't want to know major plot points here, please step away at this point. I'll try to remind you if you're I don't know how, if you're just listening, that you know to come back, but skip forward 10 minutes. Well, hopefully you'll hear us not talking about this any longer. But yeah, I guess, Sarah, do you want to see the kind of this fast forwarding of the dissolution of this bond and them separate, if you will, because we know that that's coming? Do you want that to be this moment, or do you want this to kind of actually have some resolution where they are back together it sounds like she said she took the bond, and maybe that Lan takes it back, or she offers it to Lan, and they are bonded again.
Yeah, I mean, I feel I think I distinguish between, I'm really interested in the Lan Moiraine plot. I think it's good that they have a little bit more pathos there. I think yeah, I'm interested in seeing how that resolves. I think the piece that like I have a much harder time seeing where it's gonna go is this piece about like making Moiraine in part responsible for freeing Ishamael, because like I feel like in terms of spoilery stuff, like in terms of like Swan's downfall, it's like she didn't really do anything wrong. Like she had some bad takes about like what to do with Rand, but like her downfall is like really upsetting in part because like she had decent ideas and was like a pretty good admiral on the whole, but like to now make her partially responsible for doing all of this. So I guess like to answer your question, like I like the idea of like Lan and Moiraine going through an emotional arc. I think it makes sense. I think it's like drawing on stuff of the books with Moiraine, like talking about like the tension about agency and like issues of consent with the water bond. I think that that's all really good to explore, and I really trust the show to deal with that well. I'm really glad they are, because there's also some like weird consent stuff with the water bond, but I think in terms of Moiraine's own, like that's a piece where it's like I don't know what they're going to do with that.
Yeah, this is. I asked this question, and maybe I didn't. It's a dusty poll, as they like to say. Do you like the Moiraine Lan storyline so far through seasons 1 and 2? I get that it kind of is like, well, I liked it in season 1, not season 2. So I didn't make this an easy one for you. I'm just making. They're clearly driving towards something. I just mean the arc that they're giving us, that is Moiraine and Lan. Do you like it? And obviously, where the arc currently is going to kind of dominate that part of the conversation. Just generally, thumbs up from you, Megan. Like in the end. Does it matter where they go with this, or are you just enjoying the moment?
I'm enjoying the moment for sure. Like, I mean, it's heartbreaking to watch, but I think it's really good television. So. Okay.
Except the part I did not expect Alana to walk over and see Lan peeing on a tree. I don't know. It was just like a really weird moment. I like wasn't sure if he was like meditating at the tree or something. And then I was like, no, I think that's not happening. So I don't even, that was just like, that one caught me off guard. I don't know. I was surprised. Charisse, for you, is this like, you're just enjoying the ride, enjoying where they're going with this? Or do you have kind of like a strong feeling against it?
Yeah, I'm just trying to see where things go. And then I think in the end, I'll have stronger feelings at it. Right now, I'm just kind of like curious.
Okay. And Sarah, for you, I question not related to Moiraine and Lan, but I want to get this question into you before I let you go, which is how do you feel Natasha's doing in the role of Celine?
Oh, she's extraordinary. I think she's just great. I think that like that little turn when like he leaves her at the party and like Minnie abandons her, like, and you can see that other like darker side of her. Like you get to see her kind of like living out her fantasy of like la la la, I'm the dress up Rand. So I think she's doing an extraordinary job.
Yeah, that whole moment, like you leave me again, I'll kill you.
I'll
never get over it. I'll never get over that.
No.
It's such a great, what a great moment to come in that time. Well, thank you so much for calling in. I'm so glad you called, and please do call back. We're going to be doing these throughout the entire season, and afterwards, I'm sure rewatches. So I hope this is not the last time you call in. And thank you for mentioning the Nynaeve rules fan club. I have to write a note to Isabel after this and say, what was your name on the in the club?
I was Squilo Sedai.
Squilo Sedai? Okay.
Yes.
I will ask, and I can go back and listen to this afterwards if I forget. So, well, awesome. Thank you so much for calling in, and hope you have a rest of a wonderful evening. Hope you'll see you back in chat. Hey, thank you so much.
Yeah.
Yep. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye.
Man, it's always great when I hear people like that are still into this 20 years later. I love that. Dana said, I believe when Rand fights in the sky, the outcome will drop the shield on Moiraine if she channels the true power. No, nobody can see his shield. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's how you think that will drop. I like that. I'm going to end this about 200 of you on this. Do you like the Moiraine Lan storyline so far in season 1 and 2? 40% said yes, 60% said no. And I guess I wonder this. Do you think Lanfear, this is full book spoilers in chat, everybody, and we're actually full book spoilers on the screen, so here we go. Do you think Lanfear will be Natasha or another actor?
No. For
Natasha.
sure, Natasha.
Why would they do that to us? Yeah, like.
I know.
I mean, there's no reason she would have to hide her appearance right now.
It's one of those like, how much are they going to mess with us? How much are they going to mess with the new viewers where they don't want to immediately make the connection? Because I brought this up during the premiere discussion, which was like, do they want people to kind of sympathetically connect with this innkeeper, or was that kind of whole like, if you leave me again I'll kill you moment where her eye twitched, their wink wink that something's wrong with this person?
I think that was their wink wink for sure.
Okay.
I think they want to make sure we focus on that. Like, oh, she's got like psycho ex-girlfriend vibes. Then like, what other vibes? Like, it'll really put the focus on that for people who are just, only show watchers.
And they've also like dropped the clue about like the moon dial being broken outside Cairhien,
Oh, yeah.
So I feel like they're like definitely putting seeds there for sure.
Well, again, we all know that Lanfear has that kind of whole like, you think you've seen me, but now I'll show you the real me kind of stuff, vibes that go in the book. So I wasn't sure if they were going to try to play that a little bit and make them seem like two different people when they're not, and then like the really underlying it actually is Natasha. But I get people would be like, that'd be really weird after seeing Natasha do what she's done with this character. To me, it's like there's no way they would have seen this performance and then actually been like, yeah, let's go with that idea we had. No, I have a hard time, but I had to ask.
I mean, I think we'll definitely see her take on other guises at some point, but no, I think this is like Lanfear's face for sure.
Yeah, I can't wait. Honestly, it's tomorrow. It's less than a. It's
less than 24 hours. Yeah,
it's going to be fun. 150 of you quickly voted. Do you think Lanfear will be Natasha or another actor? Natasha, 94%. That doesn't surprise me. Okay, let's bring our next caller in here. I should ask both of you, though. We're about an hour and a half in. If you need to step away, I typically say we're going to go between 90 and 120 minutes. If either of you need to step away, please just feel free to say, hey, got to go. Thank you for having me. I'll probably get some thoughts here. I want to talk, what's your expectations for episode 4? We got that clip, which didn't really tell us much other than like there's a Lan section. Are you yay or nay for Lan's hair? Charisse, are you do you like the new
I'm down
look?
for it. He looks like the 90s romance novels. I'm so here for it.
90s romance Lan.
I like a man bun. I don't know, man buns for me.
I know.
So.
My wife said
everything about Daniel Henney. That's it.
My wife said you need to put that in a bun. You need to put that in a bun. Oh, I like this theory. We can talk about it. Alexander, I know you were having trouble calling in. Lanfear is the one that removes Moraine's block. Like that is Alexander's theory. Okay, so we don't know what the theory is, other than it's just kind of a theory. So do you like this idea? Do you like the idea that Lanfear removes the block? Although it's like done with Sidene. It's done with Sidene. I feel
like Moraine's block would be like similar to the plotline with Leandrin. Later on, we have full book spoilers up, right? Yeah, we do. Okay.
Yeah, usually full book spoilers. We're still there. Anyone that's here, we're still talking full book spoilers for anyone that's out there. So, go ahead.
Leandrin is essentially stilled without being stilled because who can remove this? And I think that's the same thing for Moiraine. She's essentially stilled without being stilled because what man who can channel is going to be able to take that off you, right? Like who's going to know how to do shields, right? Men who can channel are usually just fumbling around. They don't have any, finesse to what they're doing. So I feel like it's like that idea.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I agree. Let me throw this second caller into the show. Throw them. I'm gonna literally throw them. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Oh my gosh! Thank you for having me. My name is James.
James, welcome.
Calling from Seattle from like an hour and a half ago. And I forgot what I was calling about, but we got a lot to say. First, Lanfear in the woods. First, doesn't make a sound. And B, it was Moiraine that broke the seal. Anyway. But I'm Ching.
Moiraine broke the seal. I like that. I like that theory. So, okay, we have episode 4 coming up.
Dagger is how far I was calling about. So
okay,
I
go for it.
Get that out.
Go for it.
So you know how the dagger that doesn't kill.
Yes.
I think it's just a carrier for like a spawn-like entity of Mortis.
Okay.
Because when Matt is in the barn and the family gets slaughtered, there's a fade up there, and as the gang rolls in, that black goo is coming back into his mouth. I think the glue is about to come out and do its goodness all over that fade. That's what
I love
I'm thinking.
it.
So
there we go.
I actually think you're right. I'm with you on the goo.
Yes, a Mashadar residue fan. I'm yes. That is a great. You've just helped me. After this happens, James, I'm gonna go online and like totally take credit for what you just said.
Of course.
I think.
But
This is good.
The black goodness.
The black goodness.
TM. Okay.
I love. No, that's true. You do see it kind of come out of Matt's mouth there, and again,
that's kind of like a foreshadow, and then of course, yeah. Mm-hmm. And then the dagger never actually kills anything like it does in the books, where that black like creeps over the wound and just like sends them screaming to hell. So that never happens because
it's dagger venom.
Power was in him all the time.
Okay, it's the dagger venom theory. Okay, I like it. I like that. I saw that in chat. Brandy, nice job. Thank you. Okay, I'm gonna end this one. Do you like the idea that Lanfear removes the block? People didn't like that idea, but I think we've convinced them, James. We're gonna ask everybody again. They didn't like this the first time, so we're gonna go back to this. Do you like the dagger is venom theory?
I am with that too. The Lanfear theory, removing the block, and here's why.
Okay,
we're full spoilers, right? Yeah, Lanfear
full book spoilers. Yeah,
gives him Asmodean in the books.
Right.
She wraps him like a present.
Yeah.
And I know Moiraine can't teach him, but because of his help in his life, maybe she gives her back.
I see.
Some way.
I see. You're saying that this is the Asmodean twist, if you will, to kind of give him
and
back
maybe she
somebody
finds out
he needs.
who the wine was for as well, and maybe it's a 2-for-1 deal. She's like, all right, I'll see you a Moiraine, and I'll raise you a teacher that is an Asmodean, but he's still kind of crazy and fun.
Okay, now I have to ask my guests here. What do you think about James? First of all, Charisse, has he convinced you any more than he needed to as far as dagger is venom? So there's like whoever has the dagger has some kind of control of the entity, and it can come out of them and attack someone, and then kind of go back into them, if you will. Do you like this idea of the dagger?
I love it.
It's not okay. You're in.
Love it.
There you go, James. You have one. You've convinced one person here. Megan, are you a dagger goo?
Yeah,
fan?
absolutely.
Okay.
Yes.
Dagger goo. By the way, James, I want to point this out to you. I said let's rewind a little bit, everyone.
You gave me credit. You gotta stop doing that, bro. It's your theory.
Mashadar residue. Apparently, I just needed a better sales job. Like dagger is venom. It just sounds a lot better than Mashadar residue. Dagger is venom. So this one, I think we get to both claim. This will be our joint theory, James, which is the dagger is venom and leaves a residue. How about that? Dagger is venom, leaves a residue is the theory. And I'm taking that one. I'll let everyone continue voting on this one. The Lanfear idea is interesting. Hadn't considered the Asmodean angle. How do you feel about this, Megan? Are you into this idea that like that's Lanfear's Asmodean gift, if you will, is a Moiraine without a block?
Does that mean we don't get Asmodean? Because I need Asmodean in my life.
I don't think you should emotionally attach
I think
yourself
it's a
to
low
that
gain
idea.
trade-off. I think we're getting low gain one way or another.
James, don't start mixing theories because people get really tied up in these things. Just go with Asmodean could still exist, Megan. Let's just assume Asmodean still could exist. Do you like the theory or not?
I don't think she wants competition in her life for competing with Rand's trust.
Ooh.
So I don't think she would.
Okay, James, that's a really
Rebuttal.
good point. that was
rebuttal.
good. Go for it.
I disagree on the point that she literally hands him over to whoever he was dreaming about at one point in the dreams. And she says, "Oh, is this who you dream about? Well, she better take good care of you because I'm coming for you." Is basically what she said. I don't remember word for word, but
but
the scene I'm talking about.
You're right. She actually does say to Min, like, take good care of him. Basically, like, hands him. But Min is not an Aes Sedai, and we all know Lanfear's disdain for Aes Sedai. So this one's hard.
Exactly. Same bar. It's like, you take care of him now. Little puppy dog Aes Sedai, I said.
That's true. It could be like, I'll come back for him. I freed you. I guess Lanfear could certainly say, I could shield you again. That's the threat. So interesting. I'm going back and forth on this one. Charisse, for you, before we let James go, after he waited 3 hours to get on the call today, what do you? How do you feel about this one? Do you support Moiraine as the Asmodean gift, if you will, kind of twist of an adaptation?
I like it. I don't think it will happen though. I do like it, but I'm not 100% sold.
James, this is what I hear. I hear Dagger Venom is the winner of an idea here. So almost 160 vote on this one. Do you like the Dagger as Venom theory?
That's my only
66%.
brainchild here. It's still,
yeah, that's pretty good.
You brought up the Moiraine thing. I just thought that was a cool idea.
Oh, I see.
And I would also love it to happen. I also don't think it's going to.
Okay, I'll ask everyone.
Doing that in a power play move.
As we let you go, I will ask this theory to the audience. James, thank you very much for waiting. Really appreciate you calling in.
My pleasure.
Hope you had some fun. Yeah,
I love the show.
Yeah, hopefully we'll talk to you again soon. Okay, we'll see you.
All right,
bye-bye.
take care.
Yep, bye. So yeah, I love when people can kind of just riff on theories and like throw it together. He brought Dagger Venom. He brought Bashidar residue back and to relevance. I love that. Will
rebranded.
Lanfear break Moraine's block and present her or as her quote unquote Asmodean gift. I don't know if that makes any sense to anyone out there. Yes or no? There you go.
It's definitely ripe for a Dusty Bowl.
That is. I don't know that I think that I caught that one. Okay. We have two callers. We have two callers left, and then we'll kind of spend some time here talking kind of what our hopes and dreams are for episode 4 coming up. What do we think we know? What do we expect to be happening here? So let me bring our second to last caller in. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
Great Innkeeper, Senbui.
I feel like all I have is a plastic. Yes, Norm. Good to see you, sir. Or good to hear your voice.
Ladies, welcome to the Innkeeper, or everyone to the Inn. What's up? And of course to everyone in chat. What up, watchers?
Norm, it's always great to hear your voice, man. So, what has called you to us today? Is it the fact that Daughter of the Night is the title of this upcoming episode? Where are you at here?
Actually, I am just gonna have my little fangirl moment for a minute. Was I not the only person who was just squealing like a little schoolgirl for the cold open of episode 3, which is what you wanted, Matt, of the accepted test for Nynaeve being majority of the episode? That was just fracking awesome. And
okay,
cool.
so this is going to be contentious a little bit. This is going to be contentious, but man, this is hard because I tend to love me some Celine. And episode 2 has a great cold open. So how did you feel about how episode 2's cold open? It's short, obviously, as compared to episode 3's. But did you like episode 2's cold open as much, or did you feel like it was inferior to it, Norm?
Remind me of episode 2's cold open. I'm sorry.
I think it was the dream where he was killing everybody, right?
Yeah, this is Rand having his kind of like moment where he thinks he's kind of killed his friends, and then he realizes it's a dream. His hands are all bloody. He's kind of dragging the sword across. All of his friends are like dead, and he's like kneeling on the ground, kind of like in desperate,
having a kinslayer moment for sure.
Yeah, definitely a kinslayer moment. I think this is So go ahead.
I honestly didn't give it a second thought. I really didn't.
That hurts, man. That hurts.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
But the other schoolgirl moment. Here's my theory. I think that every time Perrin had his gold eyes up and he was seeing glimpses, I think it was a call to the books for how wolves see the past, present, and the future. And I also think this is how they're going to differentiate the wolf dream from Tel'aran'rhiod, and how Perrin can see things, how Perrin and Elias can see things in the past through their eyes while waking, or of course when they're actually in said wolf dream. I think that's a nice little separation of how they're going to make those two distinctions when we eventually do get into Tel'aran'rhiod, and hopefully 1 or 2 seasons.
So this is an interesting point. You bring up, oh man, and Kate just said this.
Time theory. I love it.
All the cold opens happen outside of reality. All the rest will too. That's daring. maybe that is true. Maybe that's how they're using kind of dreams, and Tel'aran'rhiod will be our cold opens. I mean, we're told that episode 1's cold open happens in Tel'aran'rhiod, which, okay, that's fine. And then we obviously, this one that I was pointing out, this is clearly in a dream state, whether or not this is Selene messing with his dreams. And then obviously 3 starts off, it's not really, you can't say, the cold open doesn't start in Tel'aran'rhiod, right? The cold open just starts in the real world, but it does go into
the arches.
The arches, so technically it has that. Do you subscribe to this, Norm, then? I mean, it sounds like you might. They're going to try to maybe not take us directly to Tel'aran'rhiod this year, doing too much, but we're going to get these moments of other worlds like dreams and arches, and we'll continue to kind of have these as the openings to episodes.
I think that they are starting to lay the foundation, because when you saw Min's vision of Mat stabbing Rand, we all know in the books that never happens, but maybe in some Tel'aran'rhiod something, Mat is having some kind of vision or whatever, and he does stab Rand, because we already saw how Min saw a vision of Rand having a child, but that happened in some dreamlike state that Ishi put him in. Mm-hmm. So I think they're laying the foundation for what Tel'aran'rhiod or the wolf dream is, so that when they go into future seasons, they now have a foundation of, oh, well, this is, the dream world, and it's already been set up by blah, blah, blah. And, oh, by the way, here's what Egwene is. So, it's a nice little laying the foundation for future stuff going on. And I like that. I like it.
Okay. Sorry. Then, if that's the case, let's watch the season 2 trailer moment really quick. And let's get to that point, which is, if we're talking about this, that other worlds, dreams, cold opens, and we're talking about Daughter of the Night. Sorry, I'm trying to quickly find the spot so we don't have to watch the entire thing. I mean, is this it right here?
When he's on the wheel?
Yeah. Do you think that the wheel is going to be our cold open?
For Daughter of the Night? Very well could be, yeah.
Daughter of the Night. Do you think this is kind of the dream state that he's going to be? Now, he's in his blue coat here, so maybe not. Maybe that's like a episode 5.
But it could be, because I think there was a dream moment, the moment when he's having fun times with Selene, and he channels, and she's like, "No, keep doing it." But he wasn't wearing
definitely
that
a dream.
He was wearing this coat.
Okay, so I'm going to end this poll almost to interview. Answer this: will Lanfear break Moiraine's block as her Asmodean gift? 17%, James. I know that was not your theory, particular James, but fun theory nonetheless. Is this scene of Rand and the one where he is on the wheel, the episode 4 cold open? Yeah, Sharice, I'm with you. I think this very well could be. Norm, do you like this idea that we're talking about kind of jumping into the dream world, and this is a way they're kind of doing these things? That this is.
Yeah, I think so, because if they're also laying down the foundation of that extremely horrible secret, Matt, that you've been keeping for 10 years, of what Lanfear can do.
Yeah, right. Let's not spoil that. Let's leave that one unspoiled.
No, I just said what Lanfear can do. That's all I said. I've been on the show long enough, and for what Lanfear can do, I think that they have to set it up and what she is capable of. I mean, we already saw the kind of scary side of her already. If you leave me, I will kill you. I mean, dear God, I jumped at that. So, they have to set it up in some way, and I think this is it. And I do have one more theory after you guys get done with this.
Okay, I'm going to ask. And this definitely feels like the way they've distorted this feels like a dream sequence. So, and they're doing a lot of these dream sequences potentially, although he does have dream sequences in the normal course. It's not only in the cold opens. But this, again, Daughter of the Night, potentially. It depends on who's in that chair.
Are we also going to see that scene where Ishi is freeing her as well?
Yeah,
think
that's
the
the
cold open.
okay.
That's what I think is the cold open.
Yes and
Or
no.
it could
Maybe
be
that's
a
why
combination of the two. Yeah, I don't know.
about 150 are voted on this one. I forgot about that one. Do we have that? We have that kind of clip, don't we?
It was
But
in
we
a
don't
trailer,
know.
and then there was actually like a full clip. I think
Yeah,
it was
there
a
was-
leak, actually.
I'm willing to let that one. I wouldn't have to watch that one, but okay. So this is the one we're all talking about here. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I was excited about that idea, but I think we're all right here. This has got to be it, right?
Yeah. I love how perfect his weaves are too. Like they're
They're
just
beautiful.
immaculate.
Okay, yeah, this whole scene with like the bloody woman. Okay, so I'm gonna end this poll. I hear y'all. Instead, will the cold open be the bloody woman? Okay, I'll ask you that one. Sorry, and I know I've missed some comments here. Thank you, Kate said. Oh, sorry. These don't feel like miscellaneous said. These don't feel like cold opens to me. Not like a representation of the prologues. I miss the season 1 style, but I appreciate not wasting screen time. Yeah, I thought Rafe said that they were going to continue that idea. So I'm not sure how that kind of squares up.
Well, a lot
with
of the
that thought.
prologues do take place in Tel'aran'rhiod.
Yes.
Like with Forsaken meeting and stuff, I feel like that happens a lot in a lot.
Yeah,
of
I mean, I guess to me that the cold open being the Dark Friend Social does kind of still fit that idea. This one, the testing Terangriel being a cold open, that's not like that doesn't fit that idea. Taking Rand's journeys into Dragon Reborn and consolidating him down, kind of throwing him into a dream does somewhat fit that. I'm okay with that one actually. Kate said, "So happy you're chatting about my favorite pet theory. Seals aren't in the real world either, 100%." Oh, interesting. Okay, I see what you're saying there. Okay, Norm, we have one other caller coming in. What's the last thing you wanted to bring up? And I'm going to let you go.
I think my theory that makes me the saddest is that I don't think we're going to get Gaul this season. I think we're going to get him next season because I think I distinctly saw a fallen cage when they were showing the preview of Avienda and Perrin. So my heart's a little bit sad. So I think my theory is we're not going to see Gaul this year. Boo!
Okay. On that really sad note, Norm, thank you as always for calling in, man. Always love hearing your voice, and can't wait. Hope you'll join us tomorrow, whether or not the after show or before the after show. Either way, man, look forward to talking to you again. See you soon. Bye bye.
You guys have a great evening.
You too.
Bye.
Bye. I figured
I think it's fun that
go ahead,
Perrin
Chase.
might be with Avienda and Matt is with Min right now. I do like that. I do think that's interesting. I don't know where they're going with that, but I find it a little bit interesting.
Yeah, I mean, certainly the Matt and the way I'm guessing this is definitely not how they conceived of his plot line right at this moment because of what happened last year. But you do have to do something with Matt, and you can't just have him kind of just like pause and wait. There has to be something going on. He's almost ahead of time, if you will, from a timeline perspective, it feels like. And so, yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they do with him. I'm going to end this poll. About 150 you voted on this. Instead, will the cold open be the bloody woman? 86% say yes. Okay, that's not a total shock. And I definitely agree, Gaul. I definitely think we'll see him in season 3. I do. If they're not in the ideal waste in season 3, like that would be insane. Like they have to go to the waste. So
they've already said that it's going to be very true to Shadow Rising. So yeah.
Let me bring our last caller of the night into the show. Hey, welcome to the Dusty Wheel. Who's this?
What's up, gang? This is Jeremy again. Thanks for having me, dude.
Jeremy, welcome back. You're the final caller tonight. What theories have you liked, haven't liked, or did you bring one of your own theories to us to share?
Oh man, all aboard the season 2 hype train, choo choo! And I said it in the chat earlier, but Matt, pretty much everything you said tonight, I was like, oh my god, the Leandrin, dude. I mean everything. I mean, I was like, this man's on to something. He's on some extra gear tonight.
Well, what I'm really excited about, honestly, is go ahead.
No, sorry. I just want to say I know it's late, and I appreciate you, all y'all staying on this late. So I don't want to waste your time. But thank you for having me. So Norm basically said everything I was about to say about that last one. So I just wanted to throw y'all my theory about what's going to happen with Moiraine's channeling at the end of the season, and then you can let me go and you talk about it.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, tell us.
So I'm guessing that Rand is going to get his big dub at the end of the season. And I think that's going to, like, when he has his big moment, I think that's going to release Moiraine from her shield. Because I think she's shielded. So I think Rand's going to have his big moment again. Is she, whether or not he kills him or just, like, really messes him up. I think whatever happens at the end of the season right there is going to free Moiraine up. So I'm hoping nothing crazy happens with Lan's bond before then, because I know we've seen teasers of that. Because obviously, I mean, I'm with everyone. Yeah, I want Lan's bond to end up with Nynaeve, but to be honest, I do not want that anytime soon, or at least relatively soon.
Sure.
And yeah, I don't want to. I know it's late. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so that's all I really wanted to say. So I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Okay. Yeah, sounds good. Hey, thank you, Jeremy, for calling in, man. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow. And yeah, let's keep doing this for the next couple of weeks.
Oh, absolutely.
It's going to be a lot of fun. I can't believe we're almost halfway
Always
through
good
the
talking,
season
man.
at this point. Okay, we'll talk to you soon.
Don't mention that. It makes me sad.
Okay, see you. Bye-bye. Oh, sorry, Jeremy, I didn't mean to cut you off there. Yeah, this is the halfway mark, but at least it won't be like then I'll forward drop again. You know, we have a couple weeks to have fun with this. Right. Do you think, Charisse, we're going to get a Rand Ishamael fight at the end of this season?
I do think we will, but I don't think that they will end on that high note with the victory. I really have now started to take that theory of Errol being the one that Rand tries to bring back. So I think he'll have that nice victory, and it'll end on a somber tone of maybe him trying to bring back this person that, you know, died maybe while he was in the middle of having this awesome battle. So that it's not formulaic, where it's like, we go through this, we win. We go through this, we win. You know.
I didn't even think of Errol leaving Kyrian potentially with Rand. Sorry, no, I'm like taking your idea and then going like, would Rand take him with? Like, this is the real question I have. Like, we're going to episode 4. We're halfway through. We know Rand has to make it to Falm. Or Falma, as I say it, but they say Falm in the show. So, Megan, when does Rand leave Kyrian? Do you think this happens, like, next episode? Do you think this happens?
I think it is because, you know, he just burned down Celine's inn.
Okay.
And I don't think he really hasn't. And then he got what he wanted, or he didn't get what he wanted from Logain, but he's not able to get anything more from Logain, so I don't think there's anything keeping him there.
Okay,
she was super chill about him burning down her inn too.
Oh, yeah.
Like, what?
I mean, she basically goaded him to do it.
I mean, her inn.
Her inn.
Okay, I want to show some scenes here, behind the scenes clips that make me, because we've talked about this, maybe this is the Foregate. And then we see a scene with Rand, so this will be really quick. Okay, so, right, we have this. You think we've determined this is the buildings look like they're from a set that was connected to Kyrian. He's in his blue jacket here that we see him talk to Siuan in. We believe Siuan is in Kyrian.
Oh, that's true.
And we see Lan and that is Moiraine behind him. It seems really difficult for that kind of sheer amount of, like, I keep on thinking they're going to leave Kyrian quickly, but we're going to episode 4. Moiraine isn't, that we can tell, there yet. Lan and Moiraine are going through some stuff, and Rand gets dressed up, and we saw him burn the letter. They can't have told us the letter thing for that not to. We know Lord Barthanes is coming. And if I remember correctly, it was like Rand was going to set up in the metropolitan city of Falma. Was that one weird thing from like a year and a half ago? And we all kind of joked that they meant they put us off the trail, but it was really Kyrian. This makes me believe, when I see something like this, that we're in Kyrian for a while. Like, I don't know, like, we're in episode 4 and that's not happening. We know he has to go to Falm or Falma. Like, now I'm thinking, okay, if he's got Lord Barthanes Manor, they're going to show up here. We at least have like episode 6, maybe. That's where I'm at. I don't. Charisse, do you have this feeling of like how long is Rand going to be in Cairhien? Do you have a theory on that? Like, is it going to be up to the end? Is there going to be like something that happens between it?
I think episode 7 and 8 definitely Falma. I don't know if 6, but definitely 7, 8. He's in Falma.
Okay, so you think Falma 7, 8. Let's ask everyone this. About 160 of you voted on this. Will Rand fight Ashame on the finale? Oh, actually, I thought this would be like more. 90% of you believe that. So, like, when will Rand? We'll just say leave Cairhien, and we'll say episode 4, episode 5, episode 6, and then episode 7. And yes, people will be like, "What about if it's episode 8?" We'll just don't vote, I guess. I guess I could have said 7 and 8. I'm mean like that. So, so you thought, Charisse, you said by 6 the latest, basically. Like he will leave. He will maybe up to 7, and then get to Falma in 7. Is what you're thinking? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Riz Swank said, Riz, how have I not had you back on? So Riz, you should come join us next week on this. That's what I always see you and go, hey, why aren't you chatting with us here? So at end of episode 6, Flicker. Do you like this idea that we're gonna do you still think we're gonna get Flicker, Megan?
Well, one, like, so everybody got those candles in their swag boxes, and I feel like that's like some weird subtle hint to Flicker.
That is the hope I love. That is a dear love. That's dear hope that I love as a fan of this. Like, when I think that, like, they all like blow out the candles. They always do that for transitions. That's where my brain went. But I love that you're like, it's kind of like Flicker. I love that. That's great. Charisse, do you have any hope left that we get Flicker?
I have to have hope that the pattern spins that out for us because it's just so amazing, right? It's such an iconic scene, even if it's condensed, even if it's like a little bit, I would just still love to see it.
Yeah,
and somehow I'd like to still hear Michael Kramer being like Flicker. Like that's still like
Flicker. Yeah. No, I love that. I actually look forward to this. The Lord Barthanes Manor. I look forward to this scene right here, and can't wait to see this come together, because we all know this show has nothing to do with the books. Rand would never end up in Lord Barthanes Manor. That would never happen. Lord Barthanes wouldn't be a dark friend, and there wouldn't potentially be a Waygate. Like these guys don't like Waygates, so there probably isn't one, and it probably has no relation to the fact that we see a Waygate out in the Falma area. Doubting it like that.
I was saying, I had like posted on Twitter. I was like, the biggest deviation is the fact that they're sending letters to each other. Like, you guys communicate. You guys are communicating with each other. Like, the ability to write letters was always there, right? Like, we know in the books, Egwene wrote home, other people wrote home, but it's like they never seem to communicate with each other. So, wow, breaking canon.
The letter was like so funny. It was like it broke the fourth wall for me, even though it's just a letter. Like my brain was just like, Perrin wrote them in the tower. It was a really funny moment. I was like, what's happening to my books? No, it's
communication.
What? So about 160 vote on this. Will Rand leave Cairhien? When will Rand leave Cairhien? It's really split, everybody. The most common one here is episode 6. And then episode 5, and then the other 2. But that's pretty split. Like, we're all kind of just up in the air, like, what are they going to do with this? So, let's talk. Episode 4, do you have any theories about what happens here? Megan, do you have episode 4 theories? I mean, now that you saw this clip with Lan peeing on a tree. And,
I mean, I figured mostly Rand Celine stuff, definitely like leaving a lot more, crumbs for the average viewer to maybe start making some connections with. Maybe Celine's not quite right, but I hadn't really thought of anything in terms of Lan, but we didn't have any Moiraine and Lan in the last episode, so I should have been going that way. Yeah, I think it's just really going to be Lan deciding what he's going to do.
Okay. Does Rand find out he's been sleeping with a Forsaken?
I don't think yet.
In episode 4, that's the question, everybody. Yes or no? Full book spoilers. We just left that up today. I feel bad. If you're back, we just never took it down. It's just this is a good learning lesson for us. It's just really hard to talk about anything. Like not doing show spoilers, that's one thing. Not doing book spoilers, that's a whole another thing. So, Charisse, for you, Daughter of the Night, there's going to be some reveals here. Does Rand learn in this episode that he's been sleeping with a Forsaken?
No, absolutely not. I don't think he will. I don't think she would. She hasn't endeared herself exactly to him yet, right? Like they had the whole conversation, like, "Hey, who do you think about when we're doing stuff together?" Like they're not even really having a connection. I don't think she would reveal something like that until they have a connection. Which this is sort of a side note on that, but I love that when Rand says, he's thinking of someone he wishes he could forget. And I feel like that's a nice callback to The Man Who Can't Forget the song, because he can't forget that.
Yep. But, by the way, I like this. Well, wouldn't all of us sleep with a Forsaken? But I want to point this out, though. Remember I said, is it going to be Natasha playing Lanfear? Okay, so if Lanfear is somehow part of this, I guess what we're saying is they're not going to have, like, Lanfear's not going to be showing up anywhere where Rand is at. So we're going to get Lanfear outside of Rand's purview, and Rand is just going to keep on interacting with Selene. Because if Rand saw Lanfear, and Lanfear is played by Natasha, he would have to recognize her. So what we're saying is Daughter of the Night isn't necessarily like, we'll maybe see Lanfear's machinations behind the scenes. Mm-hmm. Is that what we're going to get? Like, is that what you think we're happening here? Like, we're going to have Selene, but then Daughter of the Night, we're going to show other places, like she's doing other things. Is that the idea?
Maybe, or just like, I really just think it's going to be more the Watchers may realize that Selene is Lanfear, but I don't think Rand will yet.
Okay. I'm going to look at this poll here. About 150 of you stuck around, everybody. Thank you. Does Rand find out he's been sleeping with the Forsaken, episode 4? Some of you do believe that. It's like a 30 to 70 poll here. You know what? I think we still have there's still over 400 of you here. I'm assuming, excited, looking forward to this. Is this... this will likely be... This has the potential to be my favorite episode, right?
There's no question. 100% it's going to be your favorite episode.
What I'm saying is these 2 and 3 were really good when it came to the Selene side of things. I really enjoyed when she pulls him in and they go to the ball, and then it's like the dream afterwards. That's great Selene stuff going on there. So do either of you believe this will be your favorite episode? Or is this just my own love of this character?
Episode 4s have been good for us so far. Like we had Nynaeve and episode 4 before, so I am betting on a good episode 4. I'm betting I'm gonna love episode 4.
Okay, maybe I'll ask everybody that question. Do you anticipate episode 4 being your favorite of the season so far? Yes or no? I'm kind of trying to get what's the anticipation? What's the hype level for this? These are the moments they can let you down. I'll be honest. I didn't actually like episode 4 more than episode 3 last year. Everyone else was like, Logain is amazing. And I was like, that was kind of like a weak battle. I was focused and they did some I don't know. I just didn't connect with that episode. I really connect with episode 3. So I'm a little bit hesitant, but it's called Daughter of the Night. I mean,
I think you're just a dark friend, Mac. Dana was in episode 3.
Totally a dark friend.
Dana, the barkeep, right? That's
Yeah.
true. Yeah.
Which is funny because Rand
I didn't think about it that way.
Rand keeps getting hit on by dark friend bartenders and inn owner.
Matt rates everything on the Selenometer. It's true. Of course I do. I'm excited. Like I said, we're less than 24 hours away. We're down to 21 hours. When a little bit less than 21 hours, this will drop. Let me take a quick peek at the poll. Over 100 of you to vote on this. 55%, 56% at this point say yes. 44% say no. Okay. So some of you just have bad taste. It's okay. That's just how it happens. I get it. Daughter of the Night, you're like, no, give me some more Leandrin. That's what you're all thinking. I want more Leandrin of time. I get it. I want more Selene of time, let's be honest. So that's what I love about these books. I love that that's actually true with the season so far. Everyone is just like, oh, I'm actually really digging the Seanchan, or I really have read like Perrin jumping into these kind of his with the wolves side of this. I'm really liking the Elaine and Egwene, which I am. The Elaine and Egwene relationship, I'm
so
actually digging
fun.
it. It's so much fun.
I love Elaine.
Honestly, it's like that Elaine connection with Egwene. This does make a good pairing. I actually really love it.
I mean, just two college kids getting drunk, like
exactly.
I love that it's Elaine getting her drunk too, because that would be Elaine. It would be Elaine doing that
for sure.
I do like some of these other pairings, and I hope we get more Elaine and Egwene. And if we can't, undoubtedly we're going to get more Nynaeve, right? This Lan sequence with Moiraine, I really hope this is going somewhere, and it gets there. It's been my least interesting part, but I will say this for everyone out there: Varen Dean, I'm pulling back from my anxiety about this because I went back and watched Varen's parts like 5 times, and I tried to listen to the cadence of her voice. I tried to watch her hands and all the affectations, like of just what she was paying attention to, what she was doing, how she was talking to those, to like Moiraine, for example, how she revealed information, how she held back, when she felt threatened, what did she do? And I'm feeling better about her characterization as Varen than I was before. Like, just initially, I don't know, for either of you, did Varen hit immediately for both of you? Megan, maybe start.
Yes.
Definitely hit for you. Charisse, for you?
Yeah.
Not for me. Did not. I literally had to go back and kind of really dig in. There were just like a couple of off statements I had where she's like, I'm going to go research this and I'll let you know. But it's fine. Like, it actually did, when I went back and watched that kind of connection with Moiraine, I really dug into it a little bit more. And like I said, that moment where she said, it was one of the boys, wasn't it? I was like, there's brown Ajah right there. There's my brown Ajah Varen, just like dropping some truth to Moiraine, who thinks she knows everything. And prophecy, right? Like, so I'm definitely coming back into that. At first, it was really rough for me, at least. Do you anticipate episode 4 being your favorite of the season so far? It was a 50-50 poll. So, yeah, we'll see it. We'll see how that goes. Thank you both for coming tonight. We could go on and keep talking about this. Matt, the reason is that Varen wasn't Lanfear. Hey, I like Varen specifically, separately from Lanfear. But Varen is my second favorite character, and so I was really closely watching her and really was hoping that it would hit, and it's getting better, actually, on rewatch for me. So Min's my third favorite, and Avienda. It's kind of a split between the three. So I'm anticipating, are we going to get Avienda next episode?
I hope so. I've been so bummed we didn't get her yet.
I don't expect to get her yet. I think in 5 or so. Not yet. Not just yet. Especially with it being Daughter of the Night, I don't think they want to bring someone.
Or they should.
Or they should.
Who's Avienda?
That's true.
That's a good point.
That's a good point. Like, no,
I don't know. I just want Selene and Elaine, like, not together, but I'm saying in that episode, I really want some Rand and Selene stuff, and I just want more Elaine. I adore Elaine. I know that's an unpopular opinion.
Great.
I love her.
And Kira is fantastic.
And you're right.
And I saw it at Comic-Con because I went to Comic-Con, so I saw that particular scene where she introduces herself to Egwene, and also the scene with Matt where he's like miming the keys. That's the first scene I saw that sold me on Donald, which I think he's doing a fantastic job too. I don't think we've given Matt enough love, which is funny for this fandom yet.
Right.
But
yeah, we haven't gotten much.
Really
we haven't gotten much with him, and I think you're probably right. The Avienda inclusion with the White Cloaks, I think that has to be a second half of the season. It wouldn't make sense with everything they've introduced up to this point to just give us that. What I would imagine happens though, maybe end of episode 4, I could see Perrin like coming into a town. I can see the definitely Perrin Wolf thing happening in episode 4. Like he runs off, and we're going to get some of that. I can see maybe right at the end, kind of like he sees somebody in a cage, something to that effect, and you get like he walks up to the cage and it's quiet, whatever, I can see something like that, or episode 5 makes more sense to me than really introducing Aviendha, White Cloaks, and make that happen episode 4. That's just too much with all the stuff they've given us so far. So I'm not expecting it. I'd be shocked at this point. So for those of you that quick voted on this, I'll end this one. Is Aviendha going to be in episode 4? 58% think we're going to get it. So again, I think second half. Although Jay Duffy, I'm sure, would be happy if he could finally show up. I think we did see a scene of Jay Duffy with Aviendha. There was a little bit of a clip drop back that just showed him that he was there. So, okay, that's it for tonight. Like I said, we're coming back tomorrow at 5:30 my time, so 7:30 Eastern, which is a half an hour before the show drops. We're just going to kind of just get hyped. You'll see me probably kind of giddy about the coming of Daughter of the Night. And I will then react live and watch the show with those of you that want to leave the stream up. And then hopefully we come back. We're going to be talking for 3 or 4 hours into the night, just immediately right after that, talking all about breaking it down. Basically, it'll be me getting screenshots of Lanfear and showing them to you. That's what I anticipate the 3 or 4 hours to be. So, and Zeus just said, what did you think of my land water bond state comment? I missed it. Can you make the comment again? And Loyal Fan just said, have you all watched the E4 trailer? Was there one that dropped? I just didn't see. I saw more coming this season. I didn't see an exact episode 4 trailer. Did it just recently drop? Send me a DM really quick. I don't want to see
I think it was at the end of episode 3. It came on almost immediately.
Oh, the one right at the end of episode 3.
Yeah.
I don't know. I didn't see that one. Is that shoot? I don't have access to that right in this moment, and I don't know if it got cut out. I did not watch. I haven't been watching the trailers right at the end. I didn't even think about to go there. So
it's in the bonus content.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if you can show that or not.
Yeah, I don't think it doesn't let me show it through the stream here, so I'll have to go make that. There's a 2x4 trailer in the details section of episode 3. Yeah, I can't show that on here, so and I don't think it's cut out. So, we're right at the end. We'll just watch it tomorrow. Maybe I'll start a little bit earlier tomorrow, and we'll go over that trailer, or maybe I won't. I'll just show it to you.
Reverse Dusty Wheel time.
Exactly. We'll start early. 7:30 Eastern. We'll watch that trailer and we'll get hyped for what's coming. Sorry, I totally missed that one as we were chatting. So, next time we'll make this work next time. Thank you all for being here again, and I can't wait to spend another 5 or 6 hours with you tomorrow night. Thank you, Charisse. Thank you, Megan. This has been a blast. And that's
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you both. I'm seeing people no, show the clip. And by the way, Zeus he asked, did I see the comment? He said, land not being able to sense the fades might not be bond related, but the fades might have been warded.
That's true.
Oh, because wasn't the drag card warded in the book? Yeah.
Were the fades warded in episode 1? People are like, didn't you say you were just ending? Yeah, I know. This is during the season. We kind of say we're ending, and it doesn't necessarily end. But I don't have the clip, so I can't show it. No one sent it to me, so I don't have that. Sorry, everybody. So unless I see it before I say goodnight, it's not going to happen. Okay. It's been fun, everybody. We'll end this poll as we end tonight, and we'll see you tomorrow. And we'll do this every week. We're going to do the before show on Wednesdays and do the after show on Thursdays. Hope you'll continue tuning in. And this is going to be a blast. And I think that's it. I haven't seen the clip, so I'm going to say good night. As you see around here, good night from the Dusty Wheel, and smash to black.
Welcome to the Dusty Wheel.
Hey, welcome back to the Dusty Wheel. You went right to kill it. Look at you. You're all ready. You're just done. I mean, this is like this is
really well. And now I'm like, great, my turn.
And if you don't like that, and you want to say, well, Robert Jordan could have made the 2 rivers all white. He could have, but he didn't. So
just complimented me on my dress, and as you can clearly see, I'm sad.
I see Nakomi as something along the lines of a Shadar Haran analog.
It does make sense why it outlasted the breaking.
Yeah.
See, this is why I have Therese in the show, because she's going to correct everything that
Hey everybody, welcome to the Dusty Wheel Show. What? Meme Off Challenge. Yay!
Pharaoh's baby face mounted on a huge body. So all of a sudden,
this is not just a traditional fantasy, right? There are sci-fi
and
elements.
Just a moment ago, Rafe tweeted something. So let me get my guest in here with me. And
probably, I would say, put in 70, 80% of the work. I got to be over the shoulder and be like, no,